little over the hump reading, just something quick so that we can see what the energy is for all of us. All right. And I'm not sure I want to start with this. I almost don't want to start with the curiosity. So let's just go straight into Trust Your Vibes by Sonia Choquette. All right. I hope everybody is doing well. See if I'll have time to put timestamps in here. We're going to start off with Aries. All right. So this is just going to be a quick little get over the hump. Okay, so let's see how we're doing on Wednesday night. Whenever you get this message, it will be fine for you. All right, let's see. We're getting over the hump and sliding into Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day on the way for all of you. And if you're not paired up, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. Pair up with yourself. Be good to you. Don't worry about anybody else, okay? Let's see. Aries. We have exercise your vibes. The number 38 could be significant to you. So this could talk about exercise quite literally. It could mean that you're needing to get ready because it's going to be almost time to do some physical activities and to get outdoors. All right, we'll do a quick little rundown, but exercise your vibes. Number 38 or 83 could be significant. We'll start off with a general message here, and then we'll talk about love, finances, career, whoa. So somebody could be manifesting a washing machine. We've got the Magician. So this Magician, without having any agenda, just all on its own, is talking about, oh, nice, as above, so below, you know, that you can manifest what it is that you want. You have the tools and the resources to be able to do this. So we have the Fool card, 2 major arcana. So manifesting something from nothing, out of thin air. Dang. Okay, these are going to speak. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune, 3 major arcana. Things are changing for you. These, you know, when we get major arcana like this is just like what the divine is manifesting for us while we manifest for ourselves here. So we've got things going in your favor as the foundation. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You may have felt that you've not been able to manifest much at all in the recent past, but those days are over. You could have been dealing with somebody contentious, maybe somebody selfish, like a Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could just be that you're like, it's enough of feeling lazy and being lazy. I want to get moving. I want to create something. I want to do something. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse isn't inherently just the opposite of everything she is in the upright, but, you know, maybe you've been feeling a bit lazy and unmotivated. And, you know, you saw that 6 of Cups, something from the past, but let's not go digging. So we're going to get the Justice card and put it here in the near future because I felt like that Chariot card. All of these are major arcana with the exception of the recent past. So things are moving in your favor. And this means that what's coming is what's already destined for you. It doesn't mean that it has to be like, oh my gosh, Rita, I'm not going to be able to change anything. Not true. Because we have the Chariot card. So energy is moving forward. And it could be that you're getting ready to take a trip or you're looking forward to the spring and the summer, some road trips with that Justice card here in the near future. You could feel like, you know, whatever it is that's coming or the changes that will be coming in the next, you know, few weeks, because obviously this is an over the hump reading. And so you can only really see as far as what you can affect in the day to day, right? I'm not talking about long-term goals. You may feel that something isn't fair or that somebody else, quite possibly the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or something about the past is influencing your ability to get things fair or for things to be made fair or to be right. Now we have the Page of Cups. So this could be a love relationship. Doesn't look like all the indicators are there, but this is a situation where somebody could literally be trying to come in to make an apology of some kind or to try to make things better or maybe try to grow something with you. But it seems like it's a small effort and not much of an effort at all. Okay, so for the surrounding environment as it relates to that, we have the 9 of Swords. So something has been weighing on your mind, or it could be apparent to somebody else. Now, remember, if you look at this card, there's a woman who looks like she's going to backstab somebody, and it looks like a grandma, and that could be the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So if you look at this message already, somebody who may have treated you unfairly, or you may feel has been unfair to you, or with that Page of Cups coming in with some small apology, maybe around Valentine's Day, could be making you feel somewhat unhappy here. All right, let's see. What do we have in the hopes and fears position? Remember, this is a fictional storytelling, so take it for entertainment value, but you know what I know. All right, so for the hopes and fears position, what we have is the Six of Wands in reverse. So you may be feeling like something isn't going to go your way, but I'm telling you, you're going to have to maintain hope in the very least, because if you develop a self-defeating attitude already, it's just going to make things worse for you. Okay, so shake out of that. Remember that this is just temporary, like any of these readings are. And in, let's see, the outcome, what do we have? All right, so for the outcome, yeah, 10 of Cups, everything's going to be okay. What am I telling you? That you may be kind of feeling like things just haven't gone your way. You could be reflecting on something from the past, or maybe some laziness, or maybe you felt like you didn't put enough effort into something. And that's not true, because it's going to work out in the 10 of Cups and you're going to have something there to celebrate. So for the summary, we have the Page of Pentacles again. So you may be feeling like you haven't made much of an effort, or that you haven't put in as much work as you could. But remember, Page of Pentacles is also good news. So if you think about it in terms of what the good news can be, it can be a lot of good news coming toward you. And again, with that Page of Pentacles, it just means that you need to, like hop to it, get to it, put more effort into whatever it is that you're doing. All right, so let's see. We're going to take one more quick look with the past, present, and future to see how it is that these energies will manifest as we get over the hunt and slide. Hunt. Somebody could be on the hunt for you. Uh-huh. We have the moon in reverse. So the moon in reverse just could indicate that you could be feeling a little bit unsteady. Moon cycles could be affecting you. I mean, moon cycles affect the tides and the fish, menstrual cycles and childbirth, so this could just be you feeling that in the past you didn't have enough information to be able to move forward or to make a good judgment call on something that could be cyclical. And if you think about Valentine's Day, it could have been something cyclical as it relates to romance. All right, Aries, you're the one that starts off this season. You are the beginner of the season, the beginner of everything. If we want something started, we hand it over to an Aries, because Aries is the ignition. Aries is what gets things started. So for the current, we have the Three of Swords. Definitely something here related to the Nine of Swords. And you may not be happy, but don't get stuck dwelling in the past, because it doesn't matter. It's like what I tell people. If you get stuck thinking about what everybody did to you, anybody did to you, what somebody did to you, or what they're doing to you now, you're going to completely miss the point that this is but a blink in a moment in time, okay? And it will be over before you know it. It will pass. This too shall pass. All right, just keep the faith and remember to not get stuck in your own melancholy. And for the near future, we have the Two of Swords. So kind of blinding yourself to the truth, Aries. This isn't something that I suggest you do. So in closing, before we move to Taurus, what you need to remember is that perhaps getting some exercise and some fresh air will help you kind of clear all of that out with the Exercise Your Vibes card. And again, that's from Sonia Choquette's artwork. Very interesting, but it looks like, he could be running down a mountain. He could be running a marathon. You could be preparing to do something like that. All right, so moving on to Taurus. I was going to do individual videos for you guys, and then I realized I was running out of time and thought it might be better to just timestamp this so that you can get this. If not, you won't get it at all. Okay, Taurus, so again, we're going to use the Sonia Choquette Trust Your Vibes deck. This is a very old deck. The artwork is very abstract, but I love it because every time I see that, I think of, the archangels, the angelic realm, that we're being held really in the arms of the angels, and it's just really pretty art. At the bottom, clear the path. So don't get in your own way. Here we go, Taurus, for you to get over the hump for Wednesday. If it doesn't pop out, we're just going to take one. And again, just take what resonates. Hopefully this will be enough to motivate you to keep going. And it isn't about trying to slide and crash and burn at the end of the week. It's just about having a little motivation. Don't forget to entertain yourself. And if you start to feel down, you're going to have to distract yourself, Taurus. I'm getting that vibe that you're back into one of those zones. Like when Taurus gets negative, they get ultra negative. I mean, they could be the most difficult people to deal with. There's nothing like a Taurus when they decide to get stuck or preachy. Are you getting preachy? All right. If this doesn't... See, you don't even want to let it pop out, do you? Here we go. I'm just going to have to take one. I'm going to have to just take one. Don't make me just take one. All right, here we go. Yep. Okay, so you got two. We'll keep it because you're stubborn. I love you, Taurus. Okay, so remember to breathe. That's what I'm talking about. The number 10 is significant. 2010 could be significant, or the 10th of any month, or the 10th month. And then we have aura cleanse. So you may need to take a spiritual bath. And a spiritual bath could just be literally either bathing in the Holy Spirit, or jumping into a bathtub, or taking a swim in the ocean, or just getting in the shower and washing off any negative thoughts. Okay, so this card is number 32. The number 32 or the number 23 could be significant. So we'll keep those. So you need to remember to breathe, Taurus. Don't get hung up on negativity. Don't let other people bring you down. Don't bring yourself down, because you're really good at that. All right, so we'll just do a Celtic cross, just something simple to see what it is that you need to be able to get over the hump for Taurus. And I hope you're doing well, Taurus. I like to play with you guys because you guys can be sticks in the mud. You could be Taurus, sun, moon, rising, so an ascendant, a descendant, a midheaven, whatever it is that you like to call it. Or maybe you just identify for a Taurus, or you are a stubborn cross watcher. Cross watchers are welcome all the time. Warhammer is significant. Warhammer is significant. I don't know why, but okay, so maybe you feel like you're going to drop the hammer on somebody. Don't make these heavy for me. I just want these to be able to be fun for you. If you're interested in booking a session for me, whether you would like a coaching session, you'd like some problem solving, some motivation, or you just are looking for a little bit of fun, tarot card reading, visit me at ritayanez.com. There's a bunch of other social links if you look in the description. All right. Taurus, what's going on with you as we get over the hump? Wow. Okay. So the fake emperor. So we've got... I'm sorry. This always gives me that Napoleonic vibe. So we've got... somebody, okay, I'm not going to go there. I feel like you right now. Okay, so here's the emperor. So you start off in the power. We're not going to make fun of him just because he's using whatever he can to get himself sturdy and up on that table. Somebody could be feeling in their power, or somebody could be feeling like they need to wield their power. Don't let that be you. We're going to take them both. So we have the Ace of Swords. You feel like you've got to tell the truth. You've got a truth to tell, or that the truth will set you free. And that's, what the scriptures say. But here we have the Devil in reverse. We've got lots of major arcana activity here. So things are going the way that they should go. And whether you believe in divine timing, fate, or an ultimate destiny, the Ace of Swords in reverse, even though we should read that upright, could be talking about, like, if you're going to have to deliver the truth to somebody, be gentle about it. Don't be cruel about it. Don't shove your opinions down somebody's throat. And for the Devil in reverse and the Foundation, you've been trying to resist some sort of temptation, and maybe you're just trying to resist your own stubbornness. I don't know why I'm really getting that with you. It isn't just because it's obvious, but there's something here about being stubborn, or it's not about, kind of like the emperor. Don't try to bend people to your will. A good emperor is somebody who takes care of other people but doesn't trounce them just because they're different than he is. Look at him. This emperor's made out of condensed milk and a bunch of different things that he fashioned from the kitchen. All right, what's in the recent past for Taurus? If I speak too quickly for you, don't forget to click the gear icon and slow me down a little bit. In the past, we have the Star. So you felt like you were number one and you were on top of the world, and that, the healing that was coming, or that you prayed for, what you asked for, the divine has given you. I'm not going to look at that one because I know that felt weird on the way out. So with the Star in the recent past, you knew that something was a journey of healing. This could have been a journey of having to heal yourself. In essence, physician, heal thyself, or that you needed to know that before you could really help anybody else, you needed to help yourself first, and that sometimes you need to take care of yourself. The Star also talks about divine timing, astrological timing, cycles, anything cyclical, and it could just be as simple as when you wish upon a star. Makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you, Taurus. So in the recent past, you seem to have felt like $1,000,000, but then you revert back to this little bit of a stubborn thing, or maybe there was some project you were working on that you felt really good about, or something that you felt really motivated about. And in the past with the Star, with these other cards, it seems like that should have been pretty good. Looks like it was a good choice that you made in order to move forward with something that could have been limiting you due to either self-fulfilling prophecy, self-defeating, negative self-talk. All right, so for the crowning influence, what do we have at the top? The Hanged Man. So are you stuck on some kind of we have a lot of major arcana activity here, and I don't know why, but that's okay. So it's all good. It doesn't matter. You either have the 22 paths or you got the other ones. Okay, so we've got the Hanged Man. Now you seem to be questioning the decision that you made, or like you feel like you're a martyr, or you're trying to martyr yourself. Are you having a moment of feeling like, woe is me, or I feel like if I'm not martyring myself, then I'm not being myself? And no, Jesus already did it for you. You don't have to martyr yourself for anybody. You don't have to do anything anymore. Just take care of yourself. That's all you're supposed to do. Be happy, be at peace, move through the world, learn the lessons that you need to learn. Don't feel like you need to do anything or to show the world that you're suffering in any way. In fact, don't show the world that. That's not Judgment card in reverse. So again, this is very similar to the Justice card in reverse. But with the Judgment card in reverse, you may be feeling like, you know what? God and the holy angels are not giving me what I want. But the thing is, ask and you shall receive doesn't mean ask and we're going to do it all for you. You have to do the work for yourself, including learning the lessons. And the Judgment card with that piece of steak on top of that scale is that not only are we all weighed, that by, we have to have a heart as light as a feather, for example, not judgmental, not judging other people, not holding, of course, we're supposed to judge other people so that we can protect ourselves from them if necessary. But this could mean that you don't feel happy about the way that things have gone in some kind of way that would be a little bit more celestial or spiritual, and insert deity here or whatever it is that you believe that's good for you and right for you. But you may feel that these scales are not balanced and that the judgments that have been called, this kind of reminds me of my mother, that she gets all involved in the politics and she doesn't think that it's fair the way that it's going, that she thinks more people need to be in more trouble. Well, why are you worried about that? Let the give Caesar what's Caesar's and let the world balance itself out. All you have to do is vote or not. Okay, so, you may not feel that something is fair here. Came out kind of challenging. So the Five of Pentacles that wanted to come out in a challenging position, of course, that you could be having a financial pinch or be feeling that you just don't have enough to go around. But with the Five of Pentacles, it's a little bit of an illusion. It's an illusionary card because there is help available to you and you do have enough of what you need. But in the traditional Rider-Waite art, there's also think of it like a Jungian archetype. Okay, there is help available for you, but will you ask for it? Or if it's a challenge for you to ask for that help or to admit that you could use even just, a shoulder to cry on or for somebody to be there for you, is your own stubborn ways going to keep you from doing that? Are you going to be so stubborn that you won't say, I'm going to just use a really easy analogy for this? Will you not go to the food bank if you need a little extra food? Why wouldn't you? If you need something, go get it. Definitely the feeling that, things should be working out for you, or you feel like you should be the star. You've made the wish upon the star, but, then you kind of feel like somehow you have either been left out to dry or hanging in there just blowing around in the wind, or I don't know, somebody's three sheets to the wind. Somebody could be having some kind of a drinking issue, but definitely you may be feeling a sense of lack. Don't fall into that trap. The moment you start to say, I don't have money and I don't have enough, you are going to fulfill that prophecy yourself. And there's that Justice card in reverse. So the same thing. We're talking about a situation where somebody could feel like, why is it that I'm suffering but nobody else is? How do you know that nobody else is suffering? And I don't mean to like beat you over the head with this, but don't beat yourself over the head with this. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Don't worry about the state of affairs of the world and everything around you. You worry about yourself, that scale, the weight of your own heart, hoping that you're light as a feather, your heart is as light as a feather, and don't go judging people or beating them with a stick just because you want them to see things your way. Okay, so in the hopes and fears, here we have that Temperance card, Sagittarius energy coming out in a challenging way. We have that Five of Pentacles that wanted to challenge, and then we've got the Temperance. So the Temperance angel is asking you to blend things together, alchemize things, transmute things, and you seem to be resisting part of this process, Taurus. So I don't know what's going on with that, because you can manifest anything. Taurus is excellent at manifesting finances. If you want to know who's got some money, it's going to be a Taurus. They've got something put away there, maybe even something special for you. Okay, so for the outcome here for Taurus, there it is. Oh, and it wants to flip all around. Did you see that? The Lovers, a decision that you are resisting, a decision that is already made, a decision that just should be made, and you are resisting that. Why are you resisting, Taurus? What is this? Okay, ocean could be significant. Fishing is significant somehow. Taking a Thelma and Louise trip over the water, could be significant. Don't do that. Okay, Brad Pitt isn't worth it. He's not that good looking. And then we have the Empress that wanted to come out and challenge that star card. What is this? I'm feeling like this is some kind of World of Warcraft. I don't know why these factions are fighting, or somebody plays these kind of card games. Somebody plays these games. I don't know what it is. Definitely. Maybe are you pissed off because you got to lose some weight before the spring and you're feeling unhappy about that because you're eating your pie over here and you feel like, oh my gosh, woe is me. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're not a victim. Don't let anybody victimize you. And if anybody's ever made you a victim in the past, get over that and get rid of that, because that doesn't help you move forward. You might as well tie a rock to your leg. The Empress here, you may have felt that you've overindulged in something quite definitely. You might feel that, you're too lazy to get on with it or too sedentary to move forward with it. And if you're not experiencing a real weight issue or something, it just could be that, maybe your attitude needs an adjustment. All right, so let's get a past, present, and future kind of energy for this getting over the hump vibe. I feel like somebody should yodel. Somebody could yodel. Remember to breathe, take a deep breath. Remember that's all you need to focus on, even if you feel like you can't focus on anything else. Take a bath and breathe. How about that? In and out. There are apps that'll help you do that if you don't know how to breathe. Because 10 of Pentacles, because everything is friggin' fine. Because you've got your family, because you've got a roof over your head. Even if you're going to tell me that you live in some kind of a shelter, you have a roof over your head. You're not going to starve. You're not going to die, especially here in the United States of America, where we will find a way to feed you, and people are just looking for people to help. All right. Contrary to the popular belief in the media, we like helping people. And the High Priestess, there she is to help you. That is the intuitive card. That is needing to sometimes go within and be a little bit more silent about whatever it is that's affecting you while you make a decision about it. Could be that you're ruminating about something a little bit too much. Secret Syrup, that card always gives me the idea that somebody needs to be careful with their blood sugars. Maybe you need to watch that. Maybe you're having a little bit too much sweet stuff. That could be the Housewives Tarot's a little bit funny in that way, but maybe it's time to cut down on the sugar, or maybe the sugary drinks. Maybe it's just like, maybe you're tipping back a cup of sugar every day. All right, so for the near future, what do we have here? Because it looks like you have everything you need to make a decision to just move forward. And this really just could be about exercise. I mean, here I'm getting exercise. 5 of Pentacles, needing to walk a little bit more. Devil in reverse, resist that chocolate cake, even if it has pretty legs. Okay, there we go. Near future. 9 of Wands. You're a bit defensive about this. You may be pissed at me about this. It's okay. You guys can get pissed off. But this is all from a place of love. You need to get moving and understand that there is nothing happening that you can't get over. I mean, she literally is on a ladder with a little can of paint. She's getting over her own fence. She's climbing over her own wall. So just stop with that feeling that everybody's out to get you or that everybody's out to judge you, because it's absolutely not true, Taurus. I don't know. There's something there about, maybe there's an issue with needing to have more meat, more protein with that little steak on that scale. Aura cleanse, remember to breathe. Definitely need to do some deep breathing or get into some mantras. Find a mantra that you like and practice that. Maybe just some creative visualization where you visualize yourself getting over that wall, over that hurdle, whatever that is that's stopping you from getting out of your own head. Okay, because most of those cards there are looking like you're in your own head. You're feeling like, if you project onto everybody else or focus on what they're doing or what everybody else is doing, that really at the end of the day that you don't want to focus on yourself. But with that card and climbing that ladder, you certainly can. Okay, so moving on to Gemini. I was going to add a fucus in here, but I don't think there's a whole lot of market for a fucus. I mean, in terms of the astronomy, if you go to nasa.gov, of course, you can look up the constellation, but for all intents and purposes, we're just going to go with the 12. Okay, Gemini, what's happening with you? Ooh, pray. So we have card 31, the number 31. 13 could be significant to you. Maybe you need to pray more. And this card, if you look at it, that person here is praying not only to the holy angels and to the ancestors and asking Jesus for help, but this is also a card that looks like literally calling out to God, to Jesus, and saying, I'm here. But this looks like it's very celebratory, very thankful. Maybe you have remembered to give thanks and to be grateful for all that you have and for anything that has been removed from your life because it wasn't good for you. So praying, giving thanks, remembering to connect to the divine, connect to Jesus, connect to the angelic realm. If you don't know what to do, just be very still and sit down and think about what that means to you. I'm not here to preach. I'm not a preacher or a pastor, but, connecting to the divine first starts with going within yourself and locating where that point is within you. Do you only call out when you need something, or do you remember to call out and say hallelujah and thank you to Yeshua because you're so happy for the fact that you woke up and you could breathe and pray at all? Maybe somewhere in here there's a message for you, Gemini, that what you need is more gratitude in your life, to be thankful, to know that the holy angels are watching over you. St. Michael is significant to you. St. Michael could be of significance here. Uriel, Archangel Uriel is significant. Archangel Gabriel is significant to you. All right, take what resonates. That's very, very pretty. I like that. Some of you could be from the islands. Ah, we've got a couple of cards. Got a few facing the wrong orientation. Okay, so somebody could feel like they need to pray because they are literally going the wrong way. Somebody could listen to Lenny Kravitz. Are you going to go my way? Okay, so here we go. So the first card we have is the Seven of Pentacles. You may be feeling that something that you put a lot of effort into isn't manifesting the way you want to. You may feel that you've put a lot of effort into getting over the hump to this point and, of course, looking into the near future. All right, every day that we make a decision, every day is a new day. You never know what's going to happen. You just follow your little path. Yellow Brick Road is significant to somebody. Wizard of Oz is significant to somebody. Maybe you were talking to a freaking wizard. Okay, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You feel like something that you put energy and effort into did not manifest or isn't manifesting what you want, that something is taking longer than you expected. And with the Pentacles, it could have to do with finances, career, literally something tangible, something physical that you hold in your hand. There could be somebody who's expecting and is in their 7th month and you're getting tired. You're going to get more tired as it goes along. Knight of Cups. This could be a relationship, somebody coming in to either make you a very small love offering or to make a little apology. But, with the tarot of the, what was I was going to say the kitchen witch. Is somebody a frigging kitchen witch out here? Housewives Tarot. There could be somebody here who might be tipping that cooking sherry back a little too often. There's a challenge here. It could be in a relationship. It could be that you put a lot of effort into a relationship and you feel like, boy, the relationship I'm having is with a boy, with a child. Could be male, female. I don't care. Choose one. Almost came out challenging. I'm going to leave it that way with the Magician because you could feel that somebody has been dishonest with you. You could feel that somebody has cast an illusion, and what if you discover that somebody has been untrue, not fair to you, whether this is a job, whether this is a promise, whether this is a loan officer, doesn't matter what it is. You feel like they were just kind of like putting on the Ritz and there were no crackers there. All right. Let's see. Pakistan is significant. Somebody could be from Pakistan. Somebody could be Pakistani. Somebody's in medical school. Okay, so I've got the Four of Pentacles here in the fading influence, passing influence, but it wanted to kind of challenge itself and go horizontal. So the Four of Pentacles could be talking about just trying to hold on for dear life to the few pentacles that you feel like you have. But if you look at this, she's wearing some nice shoes and that's a very pretty vitrine. She's holding, things close to her chest. She's kind of looking side-eyeing like, I don't know if I could trust you. There could be an issue here with somebody not trusting somebody else. And again, I don't know why I'm getting that loan officer. This could be about some kind of a mortgage. This could be about a refinance. This could be about, it feels like a refinance. This feels like a refinance. Somebody could be looking for money refinancing to remodel a house. That energy there with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Cups. It could be that you're working with somebody who is doing the work on your house or somebody who gave you a bidder proposal and this person is a shyster, like somebody who's going to sell you, oh, I happen to have a used washing machine in my garage. I'll sell you for $25. And really they're in the business of taking shit machines or storing them a little bit and selling them to you. All right. Not that that's a bad thing, but this is a person I wouldn't trust. That's like the snake oil salesman. Watch out if you're purchasing something. Look, I don't know. People use fake book. People use fake book. I almost said it again. Marketplace. All right. Oh, there we go. And that wanted to tip this way. So the Lover's card, making a decision about something or someone. And again, it could be related to finances. It could be related to a remodel in a house and somebody who is a snake oil salesman. I'm not sure if this is a relationship. It seems like you are more prone to stick with this and just dive off that cliff with somebody. I don't know how it's going to go. You'll have to tune in next week to see how that will go, or you'll tell me. You can always place your comments below and let me see what you say. We could always take a peek at that. So in the near future, 10 of Pentacles, definitely something about real estate, property, a house, or an investment, something about family, legacy, and or relationship and downline. And I wouldn't take a giant leap of faith. In fact, look, we've got the ocean up here with the lovers. And in this artwork, this artist has chosen to put a kind of navy motif on this lady while she's trying to do some juggling. Somebody's juggling. Maybe they want to stop juggling, but Lover's card to the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody needs to be very, very careful here. Remember that this is for entertainment purposes only, and if you can't tell, I can't help you. All right, so for the current environment, Page of Cups again with this, the Knight of Cups is coming in to try to, make an offer that's more like an apology, and then we have the Page of Cups with a very teeny tiny apology, like, here, we're going to plant you some sunflowers, let's see how it grows. We'll make a tiny family. Yeah, right, Page of Cups doesn't offer much. This is a child. And this doesn't, we don't have the Empress anywhere in here. This really isn't about a child, although I did say here, ooh, Hermit, that the Seven of Pentacles, somebody could be in their 7th month of pregnancy and is feeling a little bit tired. Then you've got somebody, if they're helping you at all, they're not helping you much with that Page of Cups. This is like, I'm going to do the dishes for you, sweetheart. And then they come in and they wash their own coffee cup and leave the rest of the bullshit in your kitchen. I don't see how that's enough help. But again, I'm getting that feeling with that remodeling or doing something. Hierophant, this could be, I'm going to keep it. This could be a relationship that's, significant commitment. It doesn't have to be a marriage. It could be that you both invested in a television. How the hell do I know? People just live together now and they call it good. But the Hermit shows up again, and here is the Justice and the outright justice. You're pissed. Okay, so in this art, as you can tell, and you've seen it before, she's spanking that redheaded stepchild with the wooden spoon. Maybe your man is redheaded stepchild, and maybe you feel like you got to take a wooden spoon to them, because really what you want is you want Calgon to take you away. You want to take a bath because, you've already overinvested in some kind of a television set, or, it could be more significant than that. A high-level commitment doesn't have to be a marriage, but the Hierophant is rule, stability, the church, and we do have justice, so for some of you got married right in front of a judge, just of the peace, called it good, and now you're like, oh, shit. All right, so for the summary, Queen of Swords in reverse, you could be talking to or are in a relationship with somebody who's an air sign. So you've got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, like yourself. You are the Gemini that we're talking about, right? Because we're at Gemini. Somebody could be a bitch. Okay, so the Queen of Swords in reverse is a liar. But she's very hard. She's very cold. She wants to cut off your head, off with her head. But we have the Sun. Okay, so in the past, you were happy with this individual. You were cooking, cleaning, frying some eggs and feeling good about the life. And this is recent information. Remember, this is over the hump. So we're only, somebody watches over the garden wall. Okay, so Elijah Wood is significant. So the current, current situation as it stands now, because the Sun is excellent. I don't know. If you are expecting you're just hormonal is what it looks like here. I'm not a medical doctor, but this is obvious. Okay, so let's see. Anybody who's ever been pregnant would know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you've never been pregnant, you wouldn't know. Okay, so let's see. Ace of Wands. Okay, so there's a new beginning here. But again, I always am taken aback by the fact that this like a person's holding that little tiny wand. Somebody's kind of holding that little feather duster, not doing much. But the Ace of Wands is a seed. So as in anything, if you plant a seed, you need to put the effort into it. But it means that something is growing. And again, this could be something very phallic. This could have to do with a pregnancy. This could just have to do with the fact that you've got a really great card and the Ace of Wands, that something is off to a start. And maybe you're blowing things out of proportion, Gemini. You guys can have a tendency to do that at times, especially if you're left to your own devices for too long. Somebody doesn't like to be left alone too long. Maybe somebody's concerned about being on their devices too long. And we have in the near future the Two of Swords. So again, the energy of needing to make a decision, not wanting to make the decision. It's like, shit, that turkey's already cooked. You need to carve it, don't you? Two of Swords is needing to make a decision and not facing the fact. And again, with the Lover's card, that is the energy of needing to make a decision and kind of refusing to do so. So maybe this week, whatever it is, whether if it's with a home remodel, if it is a refinance, a mortgage, we did have the 10 of Pentacles there. You need to pray about this in the very least, because you do have card 31 from Sonia Choquette. Pray, and I'm serious about that. All right. Moving on to Cancer. All right, Cancer. We're going to eclipse season. I can't remember the dates exactly. Could go to nasa.gov. The government has outlined that for you. Okay, I don't want to talk about the government. Nobody wants to talk about the government. We don't like what's going on in the government. Most of us, we got the talk shop. Okay, so card number 17. The number 17 is significant, or 2017 is significant. So this is just talking about talking shop. Maybe some of you are talking about shop with other people. Maybe you're just talking about your job. Maybe you're talking about what is your work is, what your hobbies are. We have two people talking. You could be in a newer friendship with somebody, or just new co-workers, or talking shop with people around you, just talking about the state of affairs, maybe the state of the world. Maybe this has to do talking shop. Shop can be literally shop as in shop. Either talking shop about hobbies, or talking shop about adventures, or talking shop about education, talking shop, because it's not a gossiping card, it's a discussion card. So Cancer, let's see what's going on. But, don't forget that, your ruler is the moon. So, kind of like Pisces, except Pisces is going to get drunk and you're not. All right, let's see. Not all Pisces are going to get drunk just because there's a lunation, but remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, and I shouldn't have to remind you, you are grown adults. Okay, so number 17. 7 and 1 is 8. 2017. You could have a 17-year-old. The number 17 is just significant for all I know. You live in apartment 17. All right. Mike's apartment is significant. Cockroaches are significant. We have the 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so that's good news because that tells me that you're kind of letting go of things that are a little bit melancholy moving forward as you get over the hump this week. All right, that came out quickly, didn't it? And we have the Justice card in reverse. I think this is about you letting go of resentments and forgiving yourself for things that maybe you were unjust about, or maybe the way that you handled other people or they handled you, that you're like, let's just let bygones be bygones because, justice will be served one way or the other. Justice is also best served, dish served cold. I don't know why I wanted to say it that way. You're just letting people kind of, get what they get and letting the world go by, and it could be for those of you that have children that maybe you're feeling like you need to give your kid a paddling. Please don't hit your children. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I just did. I mean, look at the studies. It's really not going to make anything better if you have to beat the crap out of your children. In fact, if we see you do that, we're going to report you if it's significant. I'm not into corporal punishment. Somebody isn't into corporal punishment. I don't really like to see people, hit children. It's just not good. That must be an issue, something about children. Maybe you work with children. Maybe you have children, don't have children. Not sure if you want to have children. We're going to take these both. Wheel of Fortune, things are turning in your favor. Somebody could like gambling. Somebody could just like games of chance, or, because here with the Justice card, Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of saying that things are balancing themselves out as they should. 7 of Pentacles, you feel like something is taking damn long, or something's taken it's taken a long time to get to this point. It's taking a long time for things to turn in your favor. Maybe they're not turning in your favor quite yet, but you're turning some kind of a corner because the 4 of Cups is in reverse. So you're feeling like, I'm not going to sit here and mope about my life when I'm supposed to be living my life and enjoying it no matter, because remember, Wheel of Fortune, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. All right, Cancer. Fading. King of Pentacles. So you could have been in a relationship with or dealing with or have a family member who is a King of Pentacles. They don't have to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but they can be. Somebody has a dog. Maybe the dog is on your nerves, but this is a person who's kind of like, they're just kind of like smoking their pipe and enjoying themselves. That could be a homeowner. It's in the past. So maybe you have had to deal with a person who was a little bit more about their money, about their stability or their comfort, or wanting to sit down on their couch and put their feet up and smoke a pipe. And that's good because the King of Pentacles could be that you were just dealing with somebody who was a property owner, a homeowner, a business owner. Maybe there's something about real estate and finances as it relates to the King of Pentacles. And we have the Hanged Man at the top. So for the crowning influence, you could be feeling like, well, I am just kind of out here. I feel like I could let myself just hang out to dry, or I feel like, I wish people kind of like felt a little bit more for me, but maybe I feel more sorry for myself and I don't. Maybe I'm just looking at things from a different perspective here. It doesn't feel too much like martyrdom here. Oh, damn. Okay, so in the near future, Lovers in reverse. So again, could be a situation that you've made a decision on, you move forward on, or maybe you're having to kind of go back on a decision, change your mind about a path that you chose. It could be that in the near future, you need to be careful about making a choice. Now, this would be a choice of significance. This isn't about going to the store to, coffee A or coffee B. This is a significant choice. So the Lovers in reverse could also indicate that maybe you don't have too many choices and that you're going to have to make a choice from a few options that you're not happy about. But the admonition is just to be careful because you don't want to take a leap of faith. This isn't like a manifestation card like the Fool. This is about, there is the danger of needing to make a decision, but having to weigh the options, and you don't have too many options that you think are good at all. King of Pentacles to the Hanged Man to the Lovers. Okay, so for the current environment, let's see how it looks like. What it looks like. High Priestess in reverse. So maybe you don't feel like you got a good grasp on your intuition, or that your intuition isn't serving you, or maybe you try to use your intuition and it isn't clear which way you should go. This is also the card of needing to say less and listen more. High Priestess in reverse. Somebody could identify with Oracle at Delphi. All right. Somebody could be oh gosh, I'm getting a spelunker. High Priestess in reverse, somebody could be like one of those cave people. Okay, so somebody likes to go spelunking, somebody likes to go inside the caves, but definitely needs to listen more and say less. Okay, so what's the surrounding environment? What does it look like from the outside? Almost. Okay, King of Cups in reverse. No, Knight of Cups, King of Cups, Knight of Cups. Okay, so Knight of Cups in reverse. So what it looks like from the outside or what other people's general consensus, and none of us even gives a shit. For the Knight of Cups in reverse, it could be that there is a snake oil salesman or somebody who's not quite, very honest coming near you. Kind of that bottle of booze is pointing over here to the Lovers. Gives me the idea that, maybe you're looking for a relationship, or you're kind of dating a few people and none of these options are any good. You need to listen to your intuition, listen more, say less. Lovers in reverse, near future, because you could make a decision that really isn't the best. I mean, you have to, at some point, like the Hanged Man, you're gonna have to see things from a different point of view, or try to, or you did, or that's what you're doing. But you can't be such a fool that you're going to take your convertible and go off of a cliff just because, well, none of these choices are very good. I guess I'm going to pick one. I mean, that's like beer goggles. What are you going to put on beer goggles, go get drunk just because then that way everybody looks better? And you wake up next to him and you see what you did. Okay, so what's in the hopes and fears? We got the Magician in reverse. Yeah, you're afraid that you're not going to manifest something, or that what you're going to manifest is somebody who's no good anyway for you, somebody who just sucks. You're afraid that you won't be able to manifest it all. You need to, again, listen more, pay attention more, say less. Don't tell people what you're thinking. You don't have to tell everybody who's a potential, victim, like, hey, look, I'm going to go out with you because I don't have anybody else to go out with. Okay, that's the Magician in reverse, and that's why you need to not do that. And it could be somebody could be trying to sell you a bunch of bullshit. So with the Judgment card here, again, this is an indication, just like that piece of meat on that pretty bathroom scale, that, let the divine help you with this. The Judgment card is kind of like the justice, the judgment that comes from heaven. This is the final judgment. This is like Revelations, the Judgment card. Okay, like when we were like, oh my God, I've been eating too much, and now I look at the scale. But if you look at the scale, the number is 0. I don't know if you guys could see that, but if you look at the scale, it says 0. Okay, to me, that is heart as light as a feather. Somebody could have Egyptian ancestry. Amit is significant. Sun god Ra is significant. But you're okay. Let people show you who they are. Think about Maya Angelou. When people show you who they are, believe them. You don't have to go making stories for them or making excuses for them. Remember, the high priestess in reverse, don't say anything. Let people show you who they are. And then you'll be able to make this judgment. So remember that the Lover's card is what's like the closest to the near future, and then this is the outcome. So the judgment is something that we can kind of play with, because this hasn't happened quite yet, and this is only for a Wednesday. So getting through the rest of the week through to the weekend. So the Lover's card, let people show you who they are. And then we have the 5 of Wands. This is, okay, if I go full woo-woo, you know what that means. But full woo-woo, okay, there could be a bunch of people talking shit, starting little fights, maybe some people, like a little gaggle of hoes, a bunch of people gossiping. 5 of Wands could just be that you aren't going to engage in a competitive sport that has a few players in it. But in this kind of energy here, there's competition either for you or for somebody else. And for me, like, if there's going to be a competition, I'm not interested. The person who's interested in you will, I'm getting that song, like, what is it, Peter Cetera? They want to fight for your honor. They want to be the hero that you're dreaming of. Whatever it is, let a person show you who they are, because this is, to me, the card that also says I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan. That Angelique commercial that I was mentioning recently, because this person's cooking, cleaning, toasting, ironing, and doing everything else. Okay, so Cancer, it looks to me that you need to just get to know people, talk shop, get to know people on a social level, maybe get to know people at different clubs or organizations or groups. Don't date people at work, but maybe people at work. I don't know why this seems like 5 of Wands, that's competition, competitive. That could be a dating situation. And if you're in a regular relationship, it could just mean that you're involved in some kind of group sports, or that you guys are playing baseball together and getting ready to do that. And there's some discussion, talking shop, and, maybe you've got somebody who talks a lot of crap and says they're going to help a whole lot, and they don't help with shit. And somebody's left doing all the work by themselves. All right, moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo. And again, we're using Sonia Chaquette's Trust Your Vibes Oracle cards. These are really old. I've had them for a really, really, really long time. My kids were really little. And the artwork is just very gentle, very abstract. Take your time, Leo. There could be something that you're trying to make a decision on. The number 43 could be significant. 34, you could be 43 or 34. Something about those numbers is significant. It could be angel number 4334, so you could look that up. If I had more time, I would look it up for you. Okay, so what? Oh, okay, sound check. That's good news. Okay, so we've got number 12 on there. 2012 could be significant. The number 12 or 21 could be significant to you. So for the sound check card, what we're talking about here is that literally maybe you need to employ more music. You need to listen to more music. We've got birds on that card. There's also the sun getting ready for spring. Sound check, meaning that sound is probably therapeutic for you. Some of you could respond well. All right, let's see. Sound check could also be that you need to listen to what's going on around you without getting involved in what other people are doing or saying. All right. You know what? That doesn't feel right at all. I think I got distracted here. Sound check. Don't forget that if you would like a personal coaching session or you like a tarot reading or anything else I could do for you, visit me at ritayanez.com. I'm making some changes to my website, so if there's any issues with it right now, while I'm getting to that, feel free to write me at Rita Evelyn Yanez at gmail.com or Rita at ritayanez.com. I can't get to all my messages, and when I do, I can only answer so much because there's only so many hours in a day. Sound check for Leo. You definitely need to listen to more music or get outside and listen to Mother Nature. Get outside to listen to birds. Birds could be significant. You could be very interested in birds. You could read music. You could also, I don't know, you could like stringed instruments. Somebody's a percussionist. All right, Leo, I hope you're doing well. All right, that feels better. All right, so what's going on with you, Leo? Ooh, strength in reverse. Okay, so somebody's kind of having an issue, whether that is an issue with trying to temper their carnal desires. See, this always gives me carnal desires, even though that's obviously a box of cleaning biscuits there. You know, it could be that you are having difficulty getting yourself motivated for the spring because spring is just around the corner. Spring could be significant to you. Oh, wow. Okay. Somebody's having difficulty. Maybe they feel that they can't dominate. It could be anything from a poor eating habit to poor hygiene. There's something going on that you feel that you can't dominate, or something is dominating you. And then, of course, we have the Knight of Wands in the challenge position. So the Nine of Wands could just be indicating that you've got yourself kind of walled up, holed in. Maybe you just are all cooped up and not talking to anybody, and it doesn't maybe have anything to do with anybody else making you feel guarded. This is you not wanting to go outside, because to me, that always gives me over the garden wall or opening up the garden gate, and you're not, because it's in reverse. And even though we should read that in the upright because it's a challenge, that's what the issue is, that it's a challenge. Whoa. Okay, so in the foundation, we have the Fool in reverse, definitely not wanting to start something new, not take a leap of faith, not manifest something new into your life because you don't want to even go outside. Because if you look at the art, she is definitely wanting to go outside, wanting to go things, put on her cute little shoes, get some makeup. She's dropping everything out of her purse, and you're just kind of, this is giving me locked up energy that you go to work, you come home, you go to work, you come home, and you're not doing anything. And it isn't about the weather. It's because, I don't know. Strength in reverse, feeling lazy, feeling like you can't overcome a habit, like you can't overcome something with that. I don't know if you saw that because I'm kind of moving quickly through these, but if you look at this, that's like a box of those little Brillo pads. Okay, so those are Scrubbo pads, and there's a few of them that are kind of like out there. They're coming out of the box, but nothing's happening. They're not bubbling. They haven't been activated by water. So to me, that's like not starting it, not feeling like you've got the energy to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not moving forward with it. I feel like I'm already overcome, like inertia. I'm doing nothing. I'm just sitting here. I won't go outside. I won't even put my cute little shoes and green sweater on. Okay, so let's see what's in the fading influence that could be affecting this sound check. Okay, so Four of Swords, yeah, you're just kind of inside resting. And you're going to have to kind of get out of that energy, because what are you going to do? Okay, so that's a nice facial. But at some point, you know, you've got to go outside. Enough of the facials, enough of the self-soothing saunas inside the house. You have to go outside. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but, you know, with the Nine of Wands, Strength in reverse, Fool in reverse, it's almost like you're imposing this upon yourself. Okay, so, Page of Wands, not taking action, not moving. Literally, you know, wands are vitality, wands are energy, wands are fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, starting the season, burning something, making it hot. Movement, using your body, weightlifting, doing something. You're not, you know, like this person's not even riding their little tiny hobby horse. You know, they're doing nothing. They're taking no action whatsoever, not even communicating. You could be like in some kind of a digital detox with sound check. Okay, we'll take them both. Four of Pentacles. For some reason, you are a shut-in. That's what that looks like to me. You are a shut-in. You're keeping yourself to yourself, your things to yourself, and you're not doing anything. The Four of Pentacles is very clutching energy. I'm trying to keep my body, like it's almost like protecting the heart chakra, protecting the center mass. I don't want any, look at this is like I'm suspicious of every damn body. I think you've been a shut-in for too long. Maybe it's enough of the digital detox. Maybe you need a digital detox and now people scare you. Because for the current environment, we have the Hermit in reverse. You got to come outside. That's enough. That's enough, Leo. Time to come outside. Time to be among the living. Okay, somebody has been inside too long. Oh boy. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups in reverse, and some people could think that you're like this because of your heart is broken, somebody hurt your feelings, a partnership, a friendship, a relationship didn't work out, but that's okay because rejection is God's protection. When somebody doesn't want you, let them go. When something is over, let it be. There's no more to say when people are incompatible. Okay, if you're younger, you're learning those lessons. As you get older, you'll figure it out. You just get rid of them easier. It just goes a lot quicker and older because you realize it's okay. It's okay to not be equally yoked. That just means that you're not equally yoked. You can't force somebody, like this. Somebody could be thinking that you're still stuck in some kind of a relationship heartbreak that could be from 2 years ago. It could be from, 12 years ago with the sound check 12/12/21. Okay, so angel number 12/21 is significant, 12/12 is significant, and then we have the sun. You need to get your ass outside, Leo. All right, so maybe you're like, oh my gosh, Rita, don't bring it up because Valentine's Day. Well, so what? Go buy yourself a pretty cake and eat the cake. Celebrate yourself for once. Take yourself out for Valentine's Day. If you're alone, take yourself out for Valentine's Day. If you're, in a difficult situation where you can't afford to do that, welcome to the club. Just, enjoy yourself. Read a book that you like. Watch a movie that you like. Take a walk. Do something. But do something and say that it's for yourself. Six of Wands in reverse. Definitely you could be feeling this, you don't feel like you're winning. You feel like nobody cares and nobody sees you. First of all, you're not going outside by the looks of this. You need to go outside, sound check. And, maybe you just need to get some of this weird dialogue out of your head. It's like you're talking yourself into staying all shut up and shut in. Four of Pentacles. What's the summary here for Leo? Temperance angel. Okay, so Sagittarius energy, fire energy, temperance angel energy. The divine is asking you to do something for yourself. Let them help you. The angels are there to help you. That's what prayer is for. That's what you're supposed to do. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just so stuck in my head, I don't know what to do, well, sit down and pray about it. Say, Lord, please give me the strength to get my ass outside. Help me, motivate me, but ask for it, because this is saying that if you just start to put one foot in front of the other and alchemize things and create something with this, like literally the Temperance card is a card of alchemy, of synthesis, of putting two things together, of balance, then you're going to be just fine, Leo. You need to get outside, sound check. You need to listen to some good music, move your body around, get this bullshit blue shit off your face, and show everybody how happy you are. Okay, because from the looks of it, people think that you're unhappy, that you're depressed, that you're not, this could apply to, any of these could be, again, ascending, descending, midheaven, whatever you like. Okay. Virgo. I know you guys are waiting for this one. Okay, so let's see. Virgo, as we get over the hump. Huh. Virgo having some resistance. I don't know what the resistance is. It's outside you. Look at that. It wants to come out again, but I'm not going to take it. There's sound check all over again. Music is significant to you. You could be a musician. You could just really love music. It could be also that you need to get out of your own head and stop listening to other people's, maybe defeating and negativity. Like you could have somebody, the resistance is coming from outside you. The resistance isn't you. Vive la résistance. This is about somebody, you could be French. You could speak French. I got that earlier about somebody speaking French, being French, visiting the patisserie. Okay, so this is something about resistance on the outside. Resistance is coming from the outside, Virgo. I don't know what that is. What's with the resistance? Vive la résistance, okay. Bad Bunny is significant. Oh, I love it. Okay, laugh. This is good. The resistance isn't you. That's card number 8. The number 8 is significant. Angel number 888 is significant. You should look it up. Any multiples of 8, but 8. Okay, so laugh. That's the card that also, if you look at this, there are two angels here. This angel and this angel, they're holding up the mask. I think this is the card that would, this art, if you were to look at this in a museum, maybe the Louvre is significant to you. If you were to look at this piece of art in a museum and you saw those angels, if you look carefully, the angels are holding up the mask. But there is a woman in the background and she's holding the ribbon. And this is the ribbon that in the old days you would use to tie one of these masks on your face. To me, that's the fake it till you make it card. This is retraining your brain. This is rewiring your brain. This is telling yourself that everything is okay and making yourself laugh no matter what. Now, if somebody else is trying to make your life miserable, remember to just laugh at it. I'm going to pull another one because that card is giving me that kind of vibe. Okay, so Virgo, laugh. Fake it till you make it. Put on a happy face. Okay, something about that? All right, play. Excellent. Yep. You need exercise. You need to go outside. Angel number 11. This could be angel number 811. Okay, so the 8th or the 8th month, the 11th or the 11th month. Okay, so the angels want you to laugh and play. So it's time to go outside, time to fake it till you make it. But you're going to need to move your body. You need to exercise. And again, there's percussion instruments here on the play card. There's a rainbow. There's a rubber ducky. Everything here. The flying a cart with a little heart on it. I mean, flying a kite. So there's every indication here that, you know, the world is fun. Everything is okay. You just need to engage with the world. If you shut yourself in like Leo does, and Virgo being naturally succeeding Leo, you could be dealing with a Leo. You could have a Leo placement. You could be a Virgo rising with a Leo sun or moon. But I'm really getting strong Virgo placement here, not just because this is a Virgo reading at this point. Laugh and play. What's going on with you? It's coming from the outside. It's not you. I mean, yeah, you could be feeling any kind of way. Okay, so we've got the Hermit, your card, Virgo energy. Then we have the Page of Wands. That's in, I don't know, you could say it's reversed, but I think this is about trying to take some small action, even no matter how small that action is. Just take an action here. The Page of Wands, if you look very carefully at this art, I don't know what he's got on here, but doesn't that look like that's a little tiny lady that is holding on? What is that? Okay, so Virgo, you need to come out of hermit mode, or it's almost time to come out of hermit mode, but you could be fully in hermit mode, and that's okay because you're often going to find Virgos hermiting. That's what Virgos do best. Okay, so now we've got the foundation card. 10 of Cups. I told you that it's not you. This is like projection coming from the outside. So 10 of Cups, you're happy. You feel fulfilled. You feel like you have everything you need. You know, maybe like, yeah, okay, so everybody would like a fancy sports car, a bucket of chocolate to take a bath in and a cruise, you know, but this just is a card that means that you are fulfilled emotionally, whether you fulfill that yourself with the Hermit or, you know, maybe the challenge is you feel like, wow, nobody's like coming to ask me out, or nobody's like made a move, or, you know, I'm hermiting and I'm having difficulty as a challenge card to get outside out of my comfort zone, you know, maybe wands, action, exercise. Oh, okay. I'm not going to take those because I wasn't asking anything about that. So what's in the past here as we get, nope, too much of that too. What's in the past that's affecting this, or what does the past have to do with this Page of Wands? Little lady. Something about the color red. Okay, so now we've got, that is the Judgment in reverse again, feeling like maybe the world isn't fair, things aren't fair. Sometimes the world just isn't fair. And maybe feeling like this is some kind of celestial judgment that, you know, hasn't come in for you yet, or you feel like, well, you know, I know everybody's uppance will come. You're not banking on it. You just need to keep moving, and you did. Okay, fading influence, justice, judgment card. I said justice. I hope we don't see the justice card. Okay, but Hermit. So, yep, I'm going to have to take them. Okay, so the Empress in reverse. So there could have been a female energy. This could be a mother energy. This could be like an older energy. This would be at least a generation above you. For most of you, this could be a mother figure, but there was definitely a woman who was causing you trouble. Somebody very lazy, somebody who's projecting, somebody who's a bitch. Okay, the Empress in reverse is a lazy bitch. She's also all up in everybody's business. And then we have the Ace of Wands, but there you are with the new beginning. And here is the Knight of Pentacles. Again, so Ace of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Empress in reverse from Judgment. So this is a situation where you're having a new beginning and you don't want to have anything to do with this person over here. I'm going to drop him to the bottom, in fact, because this is guys like, I'm going to mow your lawn. I'm going to do a thing for you. I'm going to fix your faucet. And you're like, you know, get the hell out of here. I don't want this. You know, you're a knight. I'm looking for a king. I'm looking for somebody that could do something. Flip and switch the roles. I don't care what gender you are. All right, you could be male, you could be female. I don't know who I'm talking to. Obviously, this is collective. So Knight of Pentacles reverse. Also, that doesn't have to be a person. It could be about taking an action. And with that Page of Wands, it could just be that there hasn't been enough movement. There haven't been opportunities for you in some kind of way. It could be that they are financial opportunities or opportunities for growth. It could be that you recently have moved and you're getting used to this. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, maybe having to recover from some kind of a move, some kind of a change. It could be a move, a job change. There's the Three of Pentacles that show up there. It was a collaborative effort, or there's a lack of collaboration, and we have the World in reverse. This could be somebody trying to come in who says, you know, but the cycle isn't over yet. And you're like, fuck you, bitch, because I've got my recipe box, and you're not going to shake it loose and try to bring shit out from the past that I've already dealt with. You know, this could be somebody that you cohabitated with, somebody that you bought real estate with. You could have traveled with this person. You could have, you know, had children with this person. Whatever this is, this person's trying to keep that recipe box open, and you're like, no, bitch, not going to have it. Okay, so as it relates to, you know, watch out, because I've told you guys there for Valentine's Day, that's the best time people are going to try to come back from the past, and that is your fear. Chariot in reverse, that somebody's going to come in and stagnate you when you're going Thelma and Louise, or you're getting in your buggy and you want to go to the beach and you want to go surfing, and you're thinking somebody's going to come in and mess this up. Well, that could be a fear, that you feel that somebody's going to come in and keep you from moving forward. But remember, that's just a fear. It's not really happening. It's all in your head. And plus, nobody's going to come into your life that you don't allow. Somebody comes in that you don't want back in your life, just don't answer the call. Don't open the door. Don't do the thing. You don't have to have dialogue with anybody from the World card and the Knight of Pentacles. They were a knight. They weren't a king. All right. So what it, Death card in reverse. Okay, Virgo, I don't want this to be complicated. Somebody's trying to come in with their freaking mayonnaise jar with flies on it, with all their larvae and their disgusting germs. Somebody's trying to bring this shit back from the past, and you're not having any of it. Let the past go. The past is the past for a reason, right? You broke up for a reason. It ended for a reason. I know that people do get back together after, you know, things change. And I don't know what song, who was that? Oh my gosh, that's dating myself. People change, seasons change. That's fine, you know, but most of the time, the past needs to stay where it is if you want fresh, new adventures and new potentials, and to make new friends or meet new people. You have to let the past go. Okay, so what's the summary card here? I think for Leo, did I forget the other three? I can't remember now. You could have been dealing with the Leo. You could have been dealing with the fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Something about that is significant, or those seasons are significant. All right, let's see. Something about summer. Cruel summer is significant. I'm getting a lot of these really old songs, like from when I was in high school. Okay, summary is the sun card. You need to go with what's new. You need to go with what's fresh. You need to leave the past where it is. Please don't open that nasty jar of mayonnaise. Keep that shit closed. Throw that away. Get rid of it. You don't want the flies. You don't want whatever this is. Your heart is light as a feather. And, you know, hey, look, if somebody comes in with a tiny wand, little page of wands, you know, maybe this is just somebody who's a friend. It's like, hey, let's go for a walk. We'll go for a walk together. I'm your friend. I'm not threatening. I'm not trying to come in. There's nothing here that says about romance. Maybe this is just a friend that's like, let's get the hell outside. Let's go do something. Forget about this person who's trying to bring you a spoiled jar of disgusting mayonnaise with flies in it. Okay, past, present, future, or recent. Whoa, okay, yep, okay. Now, it came in the upright, so I can't talk too much shit about this individual yet, okay? But let's see. Hanged Man, you're seeing things a different way. Oh, God. Be careful, Virgo. Okay, so the King of Wands could be that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is like, look, I could build you a fence. I could paint your walls. I could sweep a thing. I could put some PVC pipe together and try to look good doing it. This could be somebody who's old as fuck. I don't know. King of Wands could be somebody much older than you. All right, and Fool wanted to come out kind of challenged there. I'm getting World of Warcraft again. I don't know what that is. World of War, World War II. This could be a veteran. I don't know what that is. World of Warcraft, War Games. Okay, so we have the Fool card here that wants... I think I'm going to pull 3 more because I can't do this to you, Virgo. Oh, gosh, it came out. This is somebody that you could have shared a home with, cohabitated with, tried to. It didn't work out. Maybe you bought a mattress together. I don't know. Somebody put you up on a pedestal, or did they? Okay, so we're just going to leave it the way it is there. I don't know. He did come out in the upright, so I can't talk shit about him. It's more like it's you. You're the one saying, I don't think so. Okay, but this person could be saying, but I've changed. You know, I've changed. People change. Seasons change. I'm going to clean your toilet for you, and it'll never be the same. Okay, so we've got somebody who's trying to say, I'm not the same. I have changed. I've got a little wrench in my hammer. I'm going to fix something for you, honey. Let me fix up your house. Let me fix up your place. Let me fix up your car. Let me do it for you. I'm going to smile. Somebody's got veneers. Okay, so we've got the 4 of Wands. Nothing wants to pop out. This is you. You're the one that's resisting this. I would resist it too because, you know, there's flies on that mayonnaise. I love it step for this reason. Okay, Four of Wands, current environment. Oh, wow. I don't know. Let's try again. If I see it again, because that was a Four of Wands, but there was that Jello tower of disgusting suspended animation was right underneath. Okay, so hang on just a second. Why are you resisting this? Could it just be you? You could have changed your mind. Maybe this person saw you as the emperor. Oh, because Four of Swords, because you're like, nothing doing. I'm taking my time. I'm Four of Wandsing. Maybe I bought my own mattress and I've put myself up on my own pedestal of mops from Walmart, and you can't touch me no matter how many PVC pipes you put together, King of Wands, because you did something. I don't know. What'd you do? I don't want to ask. That would be a reading for another day. Okay, Four of Swords. You're like, I'm chilling. I've got my knives here in this little thing, and nobody's going to stick them in my back because I am resting, because I'm in meditation in the traditional Rider Waite art, the traditional art. You know, this is an effigy in a church. In the after tarot, there is a woman that is coming, you know, to visit the effigy. You know, you could see it as a mausoleum. Okay, so this is rest. This is when something is kind of dead and somebody is visiting the mausoleum. Maybe you're like, I put that shit to rest, and now I've got a blue mask on and cucumbers, and I'm waiting for an emperor, and I don't have the strength or the desire to wet these little scrubby biscuits and to clean this shit up, to have another go at it. Well, you're going to have to make a decision, Virgo. If you resonate with somebody coming towards you from the past who was an asshole, and now, you know, flip it and switch the roles. It could be a bitch, you know, that is now trying to resurrect some better version of themselves, you know, and you're supposed to fake it till you make it. Even if this disturbs you, you know, then like I said, don't answer the door, don't do anything about it, but you're gonna have to make a decision of some kind, because if I would have continued that ringing, watch out, because it could be the fucking phone. Okay, so Libra, take your time. So card number 43, it could be 43. The number 34 could be significant. There's something here about taking your time. An hourglass is significant. There's a person there who's waiting in that hourglass. You're waiting it out. Somebody's waiting it out. There's something that you have to wait out. But there's a person standing right next to that hourglass. Again, this is the art by Sonia Choquette. There's also little clocks that surround this. The Museum of Natural History is significant. Wagon wheel ruts are significant. Something that takes time. Everything that takes time. It's a matter of time. I don't see any sand. Oh, I'm getting that song. If I were to save time in a bottle, first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. Full of shit. Somebody's full of shit. Let's see. Libra, I'm not saying anybody's full of shit, really. I'm just talking shit right now because I can. Okay, so collective reading just to get over the hump. Let's see. Not going to take it. Something's not right here. Okay, so maybe you're waiting somebody out. Somebody's waiting you out. Maybe two people are waiting this shit out. I don't know. I feel like there's a standstill here. Nobody's making a move. Nobody's making a move. Nobody's making a move. Time has stood still in some area of your life. That doesn't mean that you have to keep waiting. If time is standing still, I'm going to go get another. Here, look, we've got a little timer here. I'm just going to go get another one and start all over. Somebody needs to get another one and start all over. All right, let's see. All right, so Libra, what is it that's going on? Why do we need to take our time, and why has time stood still? Okay, there it is. It wants to hide because, you know, maybe you're, you know, hangman in reverse. You're seeing things in a different way. Maybe you're not playing the victim anymore, or somebody isn't playing the victim anymore. Take it how it resonates. You know what to do with this. I'm not going to explain it 40 times. The number 40 is significant. 43, 34. Okay, let's see. You could have a 4-year-old. Okay, so seeing things differently, not wanting to be a victim anymore, not wanting to be seen as a victim anymore. Somebody doesn't want you to see them as a victim anymore. Maybe they're not even in your area because you hung them out to dry and they took their pink bloomers and left. Okay, so nothing's popping out. Somebody's not popping out and you can't find somebody. Who are you looking for? An emperor. Okay, so this is an emperor that's in the challenge position, though. So somebody's like trying to be an emperor for you, trying to say, hey, look, I'm a little emperor, but really he's just a bunch of shit that he got out of the kitchen cabinets and is trying to make himself look like an emperor. This art, whoever is responsible for the Housewives Tarot just cracks me up because this person is even not on a real table. They're on a card table. They're standing on a card table. Their entire body is made out of a can of beans, condensed milk, fucking, some Sanka coffee. All right, yeah, this, maybe you're holding out or you don't want to have anything to do with it because the person that you were having something to do with, or the person from their past, was on their little podium, which is not really a podium, really had nothing to say, nothing to offer. It was a fucking card table, okay? That's what the Emperor was on. Because the Emperor was the devil, now we got the devil upright, so this is a person who was drinking too much, smoking too much, pilling too much, sporking too much, got spam. This is somebody who could have had an eating disorder. We got the chocolate cake there, somebody who was just nothing but a temptation, but no real substance, because everybody knows that a chocolate cake has no real nutritional value. All right, it's just for fun, it's just for a moment, or it's only as good as it is until it gives you a belly ache. Somebody's resisting, somebody's not letting this end. We got the world in reverse. This is something that should have ended because it's in the past and somebody's keeping that recipe box open. And we have the 10 of Swords in reverse. Somebody's not letting something go. Air sign. So, of course, you're a Libra, you're an air sign. This could also be about another air sign, Aries, or excuse me, I said Aries. But this could be about Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or this could be a double one of those signs. But we got the 10 of Swords and somebody's trying to poke the fuck out of you with that hat pin, okay? Somebody's not letting this close. Somebody won't let it die. Maybe somebody's trying to reach out into the past to go see if they could find somebody, because I did say something about who are you looking for. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Okay, so somebody, Karen Carpenter is significant. Eating disorder, what I tell you. Okay, so near future, somebody could have an issue with eating, not eating enough, eating too much, but definitely disordered eating. All right, let's see. Chocolate cake. All right, so now we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. What I tell you, there's a damn air sign here. There's another air sign here. Or somebody presenting this way. Doesn't have to be that, doesn't have to have any astrological association. This is somebody's a bitch trying to cut off somebody's head. Somebody's trying to come at you, or somebody from the past is trying to come back. I hope it's not you trying to reach out to somebody from the past that you have no business, because every indication here is that it should be over. Maybe they won't let it close or you won't let it close, but don't do this, because it's almost like somebody wants to mess with somebody just to be able to hurt them. I'm going to cut off your head if I find you. Okay, and we have the Magician that wanted to come out in the reverse. So in the environment, we have the Magician, the snake oil salesman that looks like Pee Wee Herman that's trying to sell you a washing machine. Probably something you don't need because you already wash things by hand. So here's a situation where somebody, it's not so much as above, so below. This guy's hiding his hand in his pocket, if you notice. Whenever I see this Magician, the older I get, I've been telling people, every time I see the Magician card, it reminds me of somebody who's got something to hide, somebody who's tricky, like Tricky Dicky. Somebody's name could be Dick or Richard, or somebody's a fucking dick. Okay, so here we've got the Magician hiding something in his pocket and trying to show you a floating washing machine and or dryer. Okay, but he's got his hand hidden. What does it mean in body language when somebody hides their hands? Okay, somebody's hiding their hands. All right, let's see. So now in the surrounding environment, to the Magician card. I don't want this to take too long. We're making good time. Somebody's making good time. Somebody's like out of time too. Okay, so surrounding environment to the Magician. Page of Wands. Little pud. Somebody's on their little hobby horse. Somebody's a little boy. Somebody's trying to come, towards you and make a fake action. This is a false action. This is a magician. Everybody can see it too. Everybody's like, you can't go near this person. Somebody could have some kind of Egyptian ancestry. This person thinks that they're a little king with that little hat on. So the little king is presenting himself, or, little queen. Flip it and switch it. I don't care. I'm just going to read the art that I see. Okay. So yeah, somebody's going to try to come towards you. Hopefully you don't go toward anybody, Libra. I would leave the past in the past where it is. All right, you don't go to the trash and dig up your trash again. You don't go to the cemetery and dig up a body, although, hey, look, some people do. All right, somebody could be into forensics. Somebody we have the Six of Cups, definitely, what I tell you, and in reverse. Somebody's trying to reach back into the past, and somebody from the past doesn't want you to do that. Or somebody's going to reach to you from the past, and you don't want that. The Six of Cups in reverse, you all know what that is. That's the past. Don't do it, what I tell you. Shakira is significant. My cards don't lie. Her hips don't lie either. 9 of Wands. Definitely somebody is guarded. You are guarded. You don't want any of this. You're like, I can do this myself. I can climb my ladder myself. I don't need your help. I don't want your help. I don't want you coming anywhere near me because you are a risk. Look see, everybody's trying to reach up to her with a broom, a mop, an angled broom. We've got all these implements to clean things up. Somebody wants to clean things up with you and you're like, I'm not having it. So if it's you and you're the cross watcher, don't be reaching back because this person doesn't want to talk to you. This person wants nothing to do with it. You go clean your own shit up. We don't want it. Okay, so let's see. What's the summary card here for Libra? Doesn't want to show up. Something doesn't want to show. Yeah, because you come near and somebody's going to get like the shit beat out of them, or somebody's going to call the cops because the judgment card is from the divine. That's like heaven judgment, Bible judgment. The justice card is here in these United States. Somebody reads Reader's Digest or did read Reader's Digest or knows life in these United States. Humor in uniform. Somebody could wear a uniform. Somebody's in uniform. Somebody was in uniform. Somebody's dead. Somebody could be born in 66, 60, or 62, and we have the justice card. All right, so there you go, Libra. Don't go reaching out into the past, and if the past comes reaching back into you, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You could be very, very young and want to test this and play this game. Go ahead. We'll be here to support you when it goes how it goes. This reminds me of a cat that we had who, you'd never understand that you've been warned. Okay, so he was trying to warn everybody. All right, so Scorpio. All right, Scorpius. Scorpio, what do we have for you? Scorpio, interesting. You should look up your current astrology or go to nasa.gov if you're interested in astronomy. We've been having a lot of solar flares. You could have been experiencing some issues with anomalies, with technology, that kind of thing. We've had a lot of activity. It's not just solar flares. It's a lot more, and look, sometimes shit just breaks, okay, and it has nothing to do with anything. But solar flares, electromagnetic fields, just disturbances that are just part of the way the world works. As the world turns, something in your life may have been a soap opera. All right, here we go. I was shuffling those. I wanted to make sure that there was no, static interference. Somebody's a ghost hunter. Okay, let's see. Somebody likes to hunt for ghosts, and somebody likes scary movies, or, be careful what you watch in your home, because I'm not saying it does one thing or another, but you know what? It's better to watch uplifting things and not be opening bullshit portals into your house of scary murder shit, or, there's just too much negativity in the world to already be opening another door. But, young people like to scare the shit out of themselves. Okay, so let's see. All right. If you know, you know. All right, Scorpio. Let's see if anything wants to pop out. If not, we're going to pull it out just like you would. Pluto's your ruler. Mars is your ruler. Somebody could be feeling aggressive towards you, want to hurt you. And you've got the plague, and you don't give a shit. You got the plague card. 11 is significant. November is significant. The 11th of any month is significant. Angel number 11. 11 could be a significant. You want to look those up. There's free apps for angel numbers. All right, let's see. Hang on just a second. Well, look, already before I could even make a... Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay. Somebody's going to try to come back and lie to you, okay? Somebody's going to try to come back and make this thing... They're going to try to fix this, repair it. You got a little dress there that's almost like a paper doll, and you've got all these scissors around a blue thread. The color blue is significant here. Gloves are significant. This reminds me of a marching band. The Marines are significant. Somebody could be in the Marines or was in the Marines. Something about the Marines is significant. Something about white gloves and white hats. The Knights in white satin, significant. Okay, you could be from that era. Now the challenge. This bastard. The Knight of Swords. Okay, somebody is coming in trying to look like James Dean, but they're not. They got a knife. They'll cut you. Maybe they shave with a straight razor. This motherfucker right here. Okay, so somebody's coming in fast. Somebody who's like, I've always been the top dog. I'm always the one the ladies want. And you're like, bullshit. Get away from me. You're just a liar. You're going to try to trim my paper dress to make me look like whatever you want me to look like. Somebody was very controlling in your past. Watch out, Scorpio. This is just getting over the hump, but... Obviously, you've got Valentine's Day coming up, and people get lonely, people get stupid, people get drunk, and then they get weird. Don't answer your door? Okay, so Scorpio, we got 2. Somebody from your past, the Hierophant. Somebody could have been married to, somebody that you could have been in a high-level commitment to, or maybe you just had some kind of a piece of equipment, or, you owned furniture together. I don't know. A Magnavox is significant. Bottom of the deck, we have the Temperance. You're like, yeah, I alchemize the shit out of you, and I don't want you near my KitchenAid. We got the Four of Cups in the past. This person made you sad. Somebody could have put something in your drink. You guys have to watch your drinks. I'm really not kidding. When I talk about this, if you don't feel comfortable and you can't keep your eyes on your drinks at all times, then don't go anywhere. Don't go out. You young people that go to parties and Burning Man is significant. Be careful, okay? I'm just saying, you got to have fun because you're young. You're going to do what you do, but watch your drinks. Somebody offered you a drink. Somebody's trying to get you to drink something. There's a tiny sword in there that makes me think that somebody could have done something to you. If you know, you know. We got the Page of Cups here in the current environment right above you. So in the crowning position, somebody's like, I want to say sorry to you. I'm bringing you these 3 little flowers. Remember our past? These are sunflowers. Don't you remember when we were happy together? And you're like, bullshit, you're a 4-year-old with a glass of water. And, I don't know who those people are in those flowers. Be careful because, again, this isn't, this could be something that you like, but nobody really likes the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords wants to come in and fight you. That's why he's got a straight knife. And look he's flicking it. He's playing a game. He wants to do something to you. The Knight of Swords is fighting words. Somebody could just want to come in and they think they're going to be real sweet. They got flowers and then they're going to try to say words that hurt. And we got the Devil. There's your temptation right there. This doesn't have to do with chocolate cake necessarily, but this is a person who represents temptation that needs to be resisted, vices, everything else. Think about the devils, right? So in this art, we don't have the 2 people loosely chained to any kind of, weird block, but this is just indicating that there's a temptation here, something that you don't need because nobody actually needs chocolate cake. All right, you're going to have to resist somebody here in the next few days, Scorpio, and we have the Empress in reverse. This could be a friend, a former friend, or a mother figure, or somebody from your family that's trying to come back in. This could be somebody who's just, if this is the Knight of Swords embodying the Empress, this is somebody who could be trying to say, let's, set up house. Let's play house together. I really don't have this butcher knife behind my back. Okay, and if this is a female and somebody coming back into your life, this is somebody who's really not an Empress at all. And this could be somebody that you don't know because sometimes, remember, how does it go with the devil? The devil is better than the devil that you don't, so here, this could be a devil that you don't even know. I don't know. This could be a female totally coming in. This could be somebody that's pissed off that the Knight of Swords, an air sign, could be coming towards you, taking some aggressive action, or maybe they're like, vroom, vroom, and they want to come see you. Somebody rides a Harley. And then the Empress bitch is like, I'm going to come in here and talk shit before he gets to you. See, this is drama. This is drama. Okay, Scorpio, I don't like it. We're going to take, I see it. 7 of Pentacles, something in the past that was a burden. Let's just take them, and then we're going to analyze this. 10 of Wands in reverse. You've released a burden with these people, that person, or this bitch right here. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. Like, no, this is too much work. I don't want this. This is too much work. I would rather work on something. If I'm going to put this much effort into something, I'm going to put effort into myself. I'm going to do my self-care, and I'm going to invest in myself and my hobbies and the things that I like. And then we have, that was 2 of Wands. Sorry about that. So the 2 of Wands, where in the past you made the decision to get away from the thing that was literally just blocking your own progress, Wands too. And then we have the 10 of Wands here because something here is too burdensome. And somebody's like, maybe somebody wants to make you the janitorial assistant. Or maybe somebody wanted you to just clean up after them, or somebody wanted you to do a bunch of housework and they're the ones making the mess. I mean, it seems trivial, but some people do that. They'll be like, here, I would like you to become familiar with this kitchen. You're like, what the fuck? Okay, so here we go. For the summary card, Scorpio, play. You got to play. You have to play. You got to go fly a kite. You got to ride a little wooden horse. You got to play some drums. You got to get a rubber ducky, and you've got to put your face under the sun because joy. Okay, that's very much like the sun card there. What's the summary? Who are these people? Let's not even get to know them. This one, this Empress, I don't think you know her. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Yeah, that's not somebody that you know. That's somebody you don't know. They know you, though. Okay, and we have the Hermit. Keep your energy to yourself. All right, let's get 3 cards for a kind of past, present, and future as it relates to getting over the hump and getting to Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. So, remember, this is not good. That song is not a happy song. All right, play. So play, do your hermit thing, take your pretty little bath, use your little soaps, put a little salt in there, or if you can get to the ocean, go to the ocean and enjoy that. Okay, the ocean is very healing, right? Primordial soup is significant for somebody here. Yep. In the past, you moved on. You're like, I'm going to be with my girlfriends. We've got our cans of risk and gain and choice, and we're going to do it, but we're going to do it ourselves. You did something yourself, and you're like, I'm just going to stick with the people I know, and then we will move forward as soon as we can tell that this chariot is safe, and you did. Okay, the past was going to try. Ooh. All right, let's pull it out of there. Yeah, Knight of Wands in reverse. Player energy. Somebody trying to come in with an action of a player. You know, they're going to come riding in on their little bike. Not even a motorcycle at this point, with 4-quart saucepan on their head and a fucking plunger. Okay, not even a real wand. Okay, and the Star in reverse because you're saying, no, I already healed. You're not going to bring me back from my healing. I did the work on myself. I did my shadow work and I stepped into the light, and you're not going to bring me back from this. I'm not going to step back into that. Okay. Looks like that's an absolute no, that you know, literally, I know that I've been saying that a lot lately. You're going to be like, no, bitch, you know, because you know why. You're not even going to give an explanation. You don't owe anybody an explanation, but that story has already been written. Be careful with some female who could be coming back in to either try to interfere with something you don't even want anyway. People are stupid. All right, Sagittarius, people are stupid. Remember to breathe. Card number 10, I couldn't even shuffle. Maybe you like our shuffling. I'm going to get another one because that felt too fast. Something felt too fast. Something was too fast. Something was unplanned. I hope that wasn't a pregnancy. Damn. We got card number 19. 2019 could be significant. The number's 10 or 1 or 91. Okay, so look up those numbers. Doesn't feel like angel numbers, though. It's just, it looks like you have really gone over. Look at the art on this card. Look at the art on this card. Somebody's done the math over and over and over and over and over. They come to the same conclusion. That there is a square. That there is a triangle. Nothing that I do can change this. Something's going on with somebody's circulatory system. Watch out. This could, oh, birds are significant. Flight is significant. All right, so somebody's done the math. The number 8 is significant. Yeah, I think that's good enough. You've gone over something over and over and over in your head, and you see that it's time to breathe because you've done all the think you can't. You've already learned the lesson. There's nothing else to learn here. Okay, there's a light bulb there. There's arrows, you know, like all roads lead to Rome. You know, somebody could be Roman, somebody could go to Rome, somebody's been to the Vatican, somebody knows the Pope, okay, never mind. All right, so what's going on with you, Sagittarius? You've already learned. I hope you've learned. You've got to breathe. You need to breathe. You got to work on your heart chakra, your heart center, your Christ consciousness. Okay, you've got to move toward the sun. You've got to go into the light, move into the light, get out of the dark. You've already learned. You've got 2 cards there that are indicating that you've gone over this over and over in your head, and it doesn't change. It's always the same. And if no cards pop out, then we don't know what's going on with you, Sagittarius. Oh, there it is. Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana, so something's changing. Somebody likes gambling. Casinos are significant. You could be from Las Vegas. You could be from Nevada. You could be from nowhere in any of these places. But this is about chance. Games of chance, you took a chance. Somebody took a chance. And I don't know whether you're the bug or the windshield at this point, but we have the 4 of Swords. Somebody's resting. Somebody's taking a break. Somebody's dead. Somebody doesn't want to do this anymore. Somebody's buried. Somebody's coming to visit the mausoleum, or somebody's in the mausoleum, or something has happened here. This is about taking a break, taking, you know, a bath. This is about going to the beach. A beach is significant. You know, cucumbers are significant, I suppose, but this is you saying no. The challenge is rest. The challenge is inaction. The challenge for you is, as the world turns, as things change, can you hold still? Can you hold still? Somebody's having difficulty holding still? Somebody's got too much energy. Okay. Somebody has way too much energy, or they want to do something. Maybe you're so used to taking action that you don't know how to just sit still. All right. So Sagittarius, what is this? Somebody feels weak. Somebody's health could be affected in some way. Somebody could feel like doing nothing. Somebody feels like they just cannot overcome whatever this insurmountable something is that you've had to learn from, that you need to see. It's not going to change because it is what it is, and you need to remember to breathe. Okay, so let's see. Fading influence, justice, because somebody got spanked. Here we go. You could be the redheaded stepchild. Somebody could have black hair. This could be a situation where you're getting spanked, or did get spanked, or somebody got spanked, or you did the spanking, but it was something here, justice on this, in this 3D environment, which means somebody could go to court, be going to court, was in court, something happened with the justice system, the legal system, or somebody could be related to the law. It could be law related, or it could just be karmic justice, but here, balancing out in the 3D world would be the justice of the court. A judge is significant. Are we talking too many, Spirit? Almost. All right, what's going on? All right, so you're trying to rest. You should rest. You need to not do anything. King of Pentacles. You just need to sit on your ass and rest for a while. You could be a realtor. You could be involved in banking, finance, real estate. You could own something. You could just own a dog. Okay, maybe you're like, Rita, I don't own a damn thing, but I do have a pipe. Okay, so good. Smoke it. You've got a pipe. You need to rest. Justice is something that is being meted out to people. The star as a challenge in the near future. Somehow you're trying to make a wish upon a star, and you want the healing, you want it to come, you want your apple pie, you want your cherry pie. Somebody is your cherry pie. All right, let's see. Somebody's your cherry pie. Somebody's wishing for a star. Somebody wants healing. Somebody wants divine justice. Somebody wants something other than to be spanked in the ass like a redheaded stepchild. Okay, so somebody wants the star, but the star was most definitely in a challenging position. What's with the star? What is it that you want that you can't have? Okay, so here we've got the Empress. Fuck. Okay, so you want the Empress, but you can't have the Empress. Or you are the Empress and there's something else that you... No, you're not the Empress. Okay, so let's see. We have the King of Pentacles. You're either the King or the Queen of Pentacles. I'm not going to get into splitting this into so many factions. And especially when people, decide that they're a unicorn today and tomorrow they're going to be, the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so... King of Pentacles in the crowning influence, and then you see the Empress. And I did ask, what is it that you want that you can't have? Well, you can't have the Empress. There's somebody in the upright, somebody that has nothing to do with the justice, or because of her there was justice, or this is somebody's free from you because of the justice. Okay, so I don't know what that is. What's going on with the Empress? I don't know. I did ask that question, though. I have to stick with that because I made a commitment. Somebody made a commitment. Here's the Emperor. Oh, my fucking God. Okay, so now we've got the Empress and the Emperor right in succession. But this is a fake Emperor, the real Empress, and a fake made-up Emperor with a Napoleon complex on a card table, okay, with shit from the kitchen. Somebody likes the kitchen? I don't know. Somebody could be a chef. So the Empress and the Emperor. So what you can't have is the Empress because there's a fake Emperor that's got her. Or... maybe you had the Empress and you let her go, or you are the Empress and the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn let you go. Take it as it resonates here, but that's incredible. Okay, so let's see. What is your hope and fear? Damn. Okay, so we have the King of Swords, a liar. Sagittarius, it could be that somebody, some man is going to try to come back into your life and lie. Like, it's not really a sword. Look at this art real quick. Tell me what you see here. It's not a sword. It's a shish kebab. Look at all my meat. I've got all the veggies and all the cool shit on here. This is a fucking liar. Somebody could be trying to come into your environment, trying to hide or obscure or somehow occult this sword so that they could offer you something tasty. But it's not tasty. It's a fucking sword. Somebody's going to come and try to lie to the Empress and pretend to be an emperor and he's a fake. Oh, okay. Sagittarius, be careful. Now this card, I'm going to look at it. Yeah, Two of Cups in reverse. This was somehow in the past there was an Empress and there was a Two of Cups and there was a mismatch or something got fucked up because it was a fake emperor. Okay, so what's the outcome here? Sagittarius, be careful. Six of Cups, somebody from your past. That somebody, you or somebody else, took very little action on. And it slipped away. The Six of Cups was like a sweet, cool drink of pink lemonade. Something like childhood, something innocent. And somebody didn't do something. No action was taken. Okay, we're not going to get too deep into this because that'll be a story for another day. Like these bedtime stories, that's too much. Okay, so now we have the Chariot that came out in the challenge position to the Star. Yeah, no movement forward. No movement was taken. In the past, no movement was taken. Nobody went forward. Somebody's a chicken shit. Somebody was a chicken shit. They didn't come toward you if you're that Empress and you were the cool, refreshing drink of pink lemonade like children would love. Look at the sweet smile on her face. And nope. Nobody did anything. Somebody was chicken. Somebody's like, no, I won't take the risk. I won't open my can of Risk or my clam chowder, or my tomato soup, whatever it is. I'm not going to do it. And in the current environment, whoa. Somebody's like, well, I want to go toward the Empress because I'm going to release these burdens. No, I was going to say 10 again. The 10th month, October is significant. Libra is significant. Okay, so Two of Wands. A Scorpio could be significant if it's late enough in the month. I am making a decision. Two of Wands, I am making a decision, but it's too late. Somebody's made a decision too late. The refreshing glasses of lemonade, of the pink lemonade, are already gone. The color pink could be significant. Childhood could be significant. Something that's refreshing, just something from the past. It's over. It's gone. Uh-oh. Damn, Sagittarius, what is this? What happened to you, or what did you do to somebody? Cross-watcher? Are you cross-watching? Near future then coming up for this one, Sagittarius? because somebody's in hermit mode. They've retracted all of their energy. They're enjoying themselves in a lovely little 1950s bath, somebody's vintage, and it is over. Okay, so if this is you, Sagittarius, you don't want anybody from your past coming back up and knocking on heaven's door, to say anything to you or to say I've changed, like I made a decision. Finally, no, it's too late, because you can't put somebody on layaway. Somebody put somebody on layaway, somebody put somebody on hold. You can't do that. You can't expect that people are just going to wait for you to make up your fucking mind or to fix your life or to heal yourself, and you're, wasting time. All right, Capricorn. What's going on with Capricorn as we get over the hump? These are getting complicated. It's not personal in reverse. Something's personal. The number 25, the number 52, just because it's personal. We're going to get another card. Ooh. That card gives me the vibe with that little dove there. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it never, that whole thing. All right. Maybe that's it. And I don't have to read more on that because nothing else is jumping right out at me. Something's jumping right out at you. It's in your face. Okay, it's not personal. They're telling you it's not personal, and it is. 2025 could be significant, so that would be last year. There's a sword there, so an air sign could be significant. So that could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've got a shield there. Hearts. Obviously we're talking about Valentine's Day. Oof, the Fool. You've gone on to make a new beginning, or you're off on a new start. You're happy. Let's see. Are you still in here? Huh. All right, not sure. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. So we have the Fool card. You're off to a nice start. And we have the Sun. Nice. The Sun is a challenge, not too bad. But then we also have the Two of Pentacles that wanted to go over here. Some juggling. In the reverse, that's over. Somebody could be in the Navy. And we have the Temperance card as a challenge. So, Capricorn, it could be that it was difficult for you to challenge something, balancing something here in the past, or letting go of the need to, try to keep so many balls in the air at the same time, or juggling finances or projects or family and people and pets, or, just trying to do the best. Some of you could live on a sailboat. That could be a thing for some of you. And then we have, is that you? Where are you? What's going on? Okay. Where are you? I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we have the Moon in the reverse here. So something that you were juggling, something that was juggled still hasn't come to light, but it's a matter of time. Okay, we have the Moon in reverse. Something that was being juggled. Something that's, they're telling you it's not personal, but it is. An air sign. Oh, okay. So we have a situation where somebody was juggling you in the past and they want to come towards you, or they're in the energy now and they want to approach you, and they're not going to give you all the truth, but it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out and you find out that it was personal after all. Okay, Capricorn. Four of Wands. This is somebody that wants to set up shop with you, that wants to play house with you, that wants to do something with you. And it doesn't feel safe. Are you in here? Okay. Anyway, it feels precarious, because then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody's doing kind of shitty work. Somebody's like repeating something and over, hoping that you will believe it, just because, like if you say something enough times, it becomes true. And Five of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody's trying to come in from out of the cold. Capricorn, here we go again with some of these signs are just having some really obvious relationship things going on. Somebody wants to come in from out of the cold. Okay, if this isn't a relationship, it could be a friendship. It's somebody that in the past was kind of juggling you. You thought things were okay. You made a new start. Here comes that person again, trying, you alchemize this. You decided you had too many irons in the fire, too many things to do other than to focus on somebody who wants to come in. And just because they say that it's good. This could also be that somebody's been doing some shoddy work, and that, somebody's not. And it could also be that you've been doing too much work and it's not paying enough. But, like this is feeling like a relationship, or somebody that wants to come in from out of the past. Hopes and fears. Let's see. Yep. Death. Somebody's trying to resurrect something. Something's already quite spoiled, and somebody's trying to bring that shit back to life. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about this. Yeah, okay, there we go. It's some kind of, I was going to say dismemberment. I hope somebody didn't lose an appendage or something in an accident. But let's not go any further than that. But there we have the Three of Swords. Somebody's trying to come back in and they're telling you that it's not personal, but it absolutely was. Like just because somebody smiles in your face doesn't mean that they're your friend. For the summary card, Two of Cups, well, there's an opportunity for reconciliation. You're going to have to shake them down, though, to figure out what it is. Why is it that they want to tell you that it's not personal, but it is? It was personal. Somebody could have an apology for you, but I don't see any apologies here. I just suddenly have you moving into a Two of Cups. But I don't have anybody here representing that. Be very careful, okay? Because if we had time for a longer reading, we would be looking into that. How do you jump from the Three of Swords to the Two of Cups? You don't, okay? Not without any people here, and there's nobody here. Absolutely not another soul. There's not another person here, not represented. Okay, so I could stretch it a little bit and say that you fill yourself up or you already have a relationship and this person coming in. Nope, because this is your reading. It's not that way. Nope. So I don't know how that happens, so let's see if the 3 cards will give us any more insight. 9 of Cups, you're somebody's wish fulfillment, or you were in the past, and, there's all that expensive crystal all up there in the air and everything was good, but it was up in the air and none of those cups are filled with anything. And then we have the Hierophant. Yeah, this could have been a divorce. This could be a divorce. Somebody with a Capricorn placement is getting a divorce. Somebody dealing with a Capricorn, or this was a divorce in the past. And they're like, let's try to, maybe the divorce isn't completely done. Like the ink isn't dry. I would be almost inclined to let that thing go all the way through and go get some counseling. Let's see, near future for the divorce, that's may or may not be happening. I think that, okay, this is going to resonate with a few of you, but there are some of you that are actively breaking up. It doesn't have to be actual divorce, but we do have enough cards that could indicate this. Well, not really. Judgment. Some of you could be reconciling with somebody from your past. It could be somebody that you were married to or in a high-level commitment. And that's why it would go from the 3 of Swords to the 2 of Cups, and that would have to be explored in a later reading, but it looks like it goes from the 3 of Swords to the 2 of Cups. No denying that. Okay, so Aquarius. Damn, okay. Aquarius, you need to get grounded. Something with the foot, something with circulation. I mean, Aquarius does rule circulation. Something with the ankle. Somebody's hurt themselves. Somebody's hurt a foot. So, to me, this also looks like a cobra. Be careful. Okay, we've got the card number 2, the 2nd of the month. The 2nd month, February, could be significant. The 2nd is significant. Somebody is second. Somebody feels like they're second. You just need to get grounded. Number 2. All right, angel number 222 is significant here. Something about somebody's throat chakra could be like, or, for some of you, if I say hyoid bone, you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see. What is going on here? All right, Aquarius. Is everything okay? Like I was calling out. Where are you? Me. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Get grounded. Okay, so Aquarius was... Ooh, okay, we have Ace of Cups, new beginning and something emotional. Did want to kind of go sideways, but, not everything is perfect here. Not everything is perfect, but there's a new beginning here. Okay, Ace of Cups, good for you. Choice in love or a choice in something. It doesn't always have to be about love because, the cups are emotions, okay? I did talk about circulation. Circulation could be significant, but because you're in Aquarius, you rule circulation, you rule the ankles and the feet. Could be something there, but the lovers is a choice. Something that's challenging or something that is coming, but the choice is there. All right, for the foundation, Aquarius. Wow, 5 of Cups in reverse, letting go some heartbreak from the past, letting something go that, looks like there was some kind of, if this was a relationship, there's some kind of problem. Maybe somebody's unbalanced, somebody was drinking. Definitely look at, we've got an Empress in reverse. There could have been an Empress who's unbalanced. You had some issues with, and, flip and switch the roles. You could be that unbalanced Empress, but, I'm talking about you. Somebody could have taken off on you in the Chariot, and like caused a lot of problems. And then here we've got the Death card. So somehow this relationship was saved, but once you have a problem like this, somebody's unbalanced, either they were drinking or something was going on, or drinking while on medication, or on medication and drinking. And then the Empress in reverse, somebody who's kind of lazy, self-indulgent, somebody who's like keeping some narrative going, even though it's full of flies, maybe blaming you for not having the lid on the fucking mayonnaise. I don't know what's going on. We've got flies in the mayonnaise, Death in reverse, so something that's not over. Let's just leave it there. So for the near future, we have the 9 of Swords. Okay. So it looks like things will be alleviated. Some old bitch, doesn't have a knife out for you anymore. At least if I turn it upside down in this art, there's a lot of knives here, but in the reverse, that's an alleviation of the nightmare of the stress. You could have been going through a lot of stress. Nine of Swords is not sleeping. Nine of Swords is literally nightmares, fighting dragons at night. The year of the dragon could be significant to you. Bruce Lee could be significant to you. Martial arts could be significant to you. Year of the dragon, Enter the Dragon. And here we have the Emperor. You're in the upright, so the problem's not you. The Empress over here is in reverse. You could be married. You could be in a high-level commitment for the Aquarius that I'm talking to. Like if you're not married, you're not in a commitment. It just could be like maybe these are your parents. Maybe these are some people. Maybe these are some coworkers, because Emperor and Empress could also be like authority figures. Okay, but you're not the problem, Aquarius. You're looking good, even if you are standing on a card table. I mean, we are using the Housewives Tarot. There's nothing I could do about that because I'm already in it. All right, Four of Wands. You have stability. You could have bought a new house, bought a new mattress, done a new thing, bought a new mop. You're stable. Four of Wands is stability. Stability in your own home, having your own drink, making the Kool-Aid, drinking the Kool-Aid, enjoying yourself. You are the emperor of your own home. And then we have, for the hopes and fears, we have the Devil card. So resisting temptation, saying no to temptation, knowing that there's temptation all around you. And just because the chocolate cake is there doesn't mean you have to partake of it. Entire confection. All right, so here we go. What's the outcome? This looks good. The Star for you, Aquarius. Excellent card. That is also your card. Star, Aquarius, the water bearer, a wish coming true, divine timing, astrology, anything that has to do with cycles, wishes, wishing, praying, things that the divine hears, things that are fated for you, things that the divine has always said. Like when we tell people nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. What's yours is yours. It will always be there. There's nobody that could take it away from you. Nobody could take your fucking wish away from you. Nobody could say that you're not number one. Somebody could like apple pie. Okay, this is about doing the same thing over and over, and there's a lot of ribbons here. If you look at this is somebody who's number one, but look at all the ribbons that surround her. You could be an academic. You could be a scholar. You could have a lot of credentials. You could have a lot of certificates. You could have award-winning apple pie, but you have earned it. Stars and stripes forever. All right, so you're winning. Whatever happened in the past, just let it go. Kind of watch it always, because the Nine of Swords in reverse, especially in a short reading like this, near future means you're getting over something. So something recently must have really hurt your feelings or been a disappointment. And if it isn't a situation where you're married to this person, this Empress in reverse is fucking crazy. Like maybe you finally got away from this person and you are somewhere else with the Four of Wands. Four of Wandsing it, with your happy little mattress all up in the air reading your book, maybe you got a good mop too. All right, what's the summary card here for Aquarius? Sum this up, just, let things go. Keep an eye open. Doesn't mean you have to sleep with one eye open. You can relax now on your mattress. Let's see, stability there. Don't let the mops bother you. It's stability. It still is a Four of Wands, even though this art is funny as hell. All right, we're going to take them both. Hierophant, something high level and committed is coming toward you, and the Fool. There's a new beginning here, two major arcana. This is you starting off on something new, a new beginning with something that is high level, something that's blessed. Remember, the Hierophant isn't supposed to be a television. It's like the Pope. The Pope would, be the counterpart to the Emperor. So the Emperor rules here in this dimension, in the physical world, and the Hierophant is like saying the Pope, who's the go-between between heaven and earth, even though, whatever, maybe you're Catholic, maybe you're not. Something of a new beginning that is blessed by God, the Most High, is out there for you. Okay, so let's get a past, present, and future. Remember, this is just for entertainment purposes only, but it is timely. King of Pentacles. You've got your own place. You've got a dog. You've got 3 pentacles. Maybe you've got some new dishes. You're smoking a pipe, reading a paper. Maybe you're wearing a new robe. You've got a crown on. You're feeling stable. You are on your way. The King of Pentacles may be slow and he may be methodical, but he gets shit done and he does make his money. Sooner or later, you're going to be mine. Okay, somebody's like Dick Tracy. Somebody's an investigator. Somebody could be into some kind of investigation. Somebody could be a journalist. Somebody could be writing something. Somebody could be a writer. Somebody could be an author. Somebody could just be reading a lot and sitting on the couch. Somebody's relaxed. Uh-huh. 5 of Wands in reverse. You're not fighting anybody. You're like, it's not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm not dealing with your shit. 6 of Swords. You are moving on or have already moved on into better territory, across the water, over the mountain, through the hills. Whatever you did, you got away from it. You're through it. You're on the other side. Now you can rest and see things from a different point of view. Everything looks good, Aquarius. Lots of circulation there. Something's going on with circulation and it's good. Everything works out the way it's supposed to. Never doubt the Most High. And remember, just stay grounded whenever you feel like you can, even if you have to hug a tree, or if you're like Rita, there are no trees. Well, then imagine a tree in your head and hug it. Just get grounded. Mother Nature, play with a pet, go outside, smell a flower when the flowers come out. Okay, so Pisces, last one, mentors and role models. We've got card number 18. So the number 18, 2018 is significant. The number 9 is significant, 1 or 8. Mentors and role models, Pisces. That looks like a blender to me for some reason. The sun and the moon, the next eclipse is coming up. There's also, if you look over here in Sonia Choquette's art, there's a little, this looks like the Sacred Heart of Jesus. You could love Jesus very much. There's also a lotus flower. I hope that's not the Chinese lotus feet. Oh God, I don't want to think about that right now. Okay, so Pisces, mentors and role models are significant. You've broken out of some kind of role. You are your own role model. The eclipse is significant. The Sacred Heart is significant. You could be a Catholic. All right, let's see. You don't have to be a Catholic. You know, it looks like there's a little bit of a lanyard or a leash at the bottom of this flashlight that to me looks like you're breaking out of. You are the light. Just don't get caught up in any snares. You're on. She's conveniently reminded us that it's on. The light is on. You are the light. The light flows through you. You're grounded. I'm getting really big chills right now. I don't know why. Okay, so the Sacred Heart is significant. And for some reason, like it's part of the lighter, is the lighter. It's kind of in a can. I don't know what that is. All right, so Pisces, what's going on for you? Sun and the moon, the eclipse, the lotus flower. Heart like a lotus flower. Somebody's very kind. Somebody got it out of the mud. Somebody literally digs it out of the mud. Somebody's going for it. Color blue is significant. The color yellow is significant. The color green, the heart chakra, balanced. All right, here we go. The seventh ray is significant. Seventh ray is significant. Your name could be Ray. The death card, because something's over and you don't want any. All of that spoiled food, that whole picnic that nobody came to, it is over. There's no resurrecting this. You have successfully put something to rest. And if you look at the art, it says salmonella. Something was bad for you and you fucking knew it. Okay, so you dropped it like a bad habit. Maybe somebody had a bad habit and dropped it. On seventh ray. Seventh chakra is significant. All right, let's see. Somebody's a biologist. Somebody works in a lab. Somebody works in a lab in a hospital. Maybe, nope, that's not phlebotomy. That's literally somebody works. This is, I don't know. I mean, I could easily say somebody works for the FDA, but, you know, something here is growing things like Petri dishes. Okay, we got flies. You know, maybe you could work in extermination. Something is over and you know it and you let it go like a bad habit. And, you know, because, hey, salmonella. All right, everybody knows that's not good. This is about leaving things behind. There's no resurrection here. This isn't like the typical Rider-Waite kind of art. There's no resurrection here. This is dead and over. You should put the lid on it because that's disgusting and get rid of it. All right, what's going on with the death? What's the challenge to the death? Okay, so the thing that needs to be over is the 10 of Cups, which means that you're challenged to just move on, move forward. You should be happy. You've got all kinds of happy drinks. Look at, there's something that's, you know, all kinds of things, blue things, happy things, people laughing and dancing, happy times, good emotional fulfillment. Move on from the death thing. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let the past hold you. The Empress, okay, but she's in the upright. So you could have a mother figure that's helping you move forward through this, or and you know, there's nothing here that necessarily means that your mother has died, but maybe your mother is in heaven, but we don't see that yet here. It just indicates that somebody who's an Empress, or you are the Empress, or that's the foundation of your mother, could be significant. All right, so somebody's an Empress. Now, if you don't have a mother figure, this could be somebody who's like a level above you or to the side of you, like an aunt, a grandmother, or somebody who would be in that Empress mode. I think that's you. For those of it that it resonates, flip and switch the roles. I don't care because it's over and you're moving on. Fading influence, we have the Judgment in reverse. Again, we've been seeing that a lot. Yeah, not everything is fair. Some things are not meant to be resurrected. Because that, if it were in the upright, that would be the kind of resurrection card. In this death card, nothing can be resurrected. Let the past go. You're back at ground zero. Somebody could be involved with FDNY. Somebody knows what the Twin Towers are. Somebody could have been involved in that. We don't see towers, but I'm getting that. Okay, so now we have at the top 10 of Wands in reverse. You let this shit go. You're like, I'm not cleaning your shit up. I'm not cleaning anybody's shit up. I'm not carrying your burden. I'm not helping you with this burden. You let something go that was burdensome. You're like, that's it. I'm done. Somebody literally could be a janitor in the near future. We have the Three of Pentacles. So working together, working with other people. This is a collaboration. This is also being assessed, an assessment. This could be that you're a journeyman. You could work as some kind of a journeyman. You could be on some path of certification. You could be in the early stages of going to school. You could be a person that's learning some new skills. You could be a carpenter. This could be a person that's got lots of people saying, hey, you're doing a good job moving right along. You let it go and you let it be done. You're not resurrecting that jar of mayonnaise with a bunch of fucking flies and maggots and gross shit in it. You successfully let something go, and other people can see that you're a new person, that you saw the light, that you are the light, that you're finally on your game. Absolutely. Queen of Wands. You've got energy. This could be, you know, if it relates to a person, it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is somebody who's got energy. This is somebody who's like, what? I'm doing good. Be happy for me. This is somebody who's not willing to be argued with. Somebody that says, hey, look, I'm the queen of my castle, the queen of my place. I'm moving forward. I took action. I earned my place. I earned my weird little crown. I feel like a little bit of a peacock. I wear sturdy, stable shoes because I have walked along. Walk in my shoes is what she's saying. Try walking in my shoes. But everybody here seems to be very supportive of you, whatever this is that you let go. And we have the Hanged Man. Now, other people could think that maybe you're in a bit of a suspended animation, or that, you know, you really haven't moved on. You're just kind of like letting that thing dry over to the side, but that's not true. It looks like you have successfully seen this for what it is, looking at it in a different, you know, way, because she doesn't at all look like she's martyring herself. Other people could think that somehow you're some kind of a martyr figure, or that you're not truly as healed as you are. And that's bullshit. That's a lie, because you got 3 other people that are watching you. You are supporting your own 3 dishes, your own pentacles on this wall. You're even putting in another brace. You're putting in another screw. You're saying, bullshit, I'm stable. I am stable. I'm putting more stability on this. I'm anchoring this to the wall. And everybody's like, wow, you're so stable. You could even support us. So whoever's saying this about you is bullshit. It's not true. This is some opinion coming from the outside in that position, right? Okay, so hopes and fears. 2 of Wands. Well, I don't think you have to worry about that. I think that you hope to always know that the future is ahead of you. In the traditional art, it is holding the world in your hands. You got the whole world in your hands. Anything that you want to dream up and that you can make happen will. But if you look at this card, it's very curious, because you see her 2 hands holding those 2 mops. If you look very carefully, there are 2 hands that are also holding the tops of the mops right there. Do you see that? That's invisible hands. That means just because you haven't achieved the stability of the 4 doesn't mean that there aren't invisible helpers there for you. Okay, think of it as the divine, your guardian angels, or some secret Santa shit going on. But you hope that you will never be unstable, and you will not be unstable. There's always going to be some even invisible kind of helper, some benefactor, somebody who comes in and, you know, helps you a little bit along the way. All right, so never worry about that again. And for the outcome, there's 2 there. They wanted to come out in the reverse, so if I reverse them, if I invert them, there we go with the disgusting tower, which is, I hate this shit. Like, don't do this to me. That's fear factor food. There's a jello with all the suspended crap in it. Some kind of a tower was averted successfully. You're the King of Pentacles, so you're nice and stable now. For the summary, here we go. Wow. Ace of Wands, no new beginning, or somebody's having sex. Okay, that's to me, that's like, that's the implanting card. Let's get one more. I'm sorry. You know, somebody's trying to start something new. I'm not taking those. Those didn't come out right. Somebody, be careful. Okay, let's see. Something's over. The cycle is over. And we've got the 7 of Swords in reverse. You don't give a shit what anybody says. You're like, I don't care what you think. You can go ahead, pretend you're putting knives in my back, pretend you're stealing something from me. I know myself. That's all I have to know. It is over. Whatever it is, what burden you release, whatever this mayonnaise is, whatever you didn't feel comfortable with, whatever you didn't want to clean up after, somebody else trying to get you involved in some bullshit that had nothing to do with you. But 3 of Pentacles, now you got people working with you that they see that you have overcome whatever. You know, could have just been something here biological. Could be somebody's into mushrooms and psilocybins and shit like that. Maybe you lick frogs in Costa Rica. I don't know. It could have been a drug addiction, but you got over it. Okay, so past, present, and future, and other people see that. They're proud of you. You don't have to have the 6 of Wands for people to be proud of you. 6 of Wands is a lot of bullshit, too. All right, so let's see. You know, like where people rely on what other people think of them. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. In the past, you had to let something go. Maybe you lost support. Maybe you lost a home. Maybe you lost finances. Maybe you had to walk away from a whole family to get your sanity back. But you did. And we know that it worked out. And 8 of Cups, definitely walked away from somebody, walked away from a lot of things, walked away. You're like, I'm tired of washing these fucking cups. Maybe you work in a diner, tired of doing that. You moved on to another kind of job. What did you go toward? Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield, but slowly and surely the wheel is turning in your favor. All right, guys, I hope that helps you get over the hump. Let's see if I can get this out to you, and I'll be talking to you soon. Love you.